There's been a whole lot of
Oh yeah. So
talk about the
yeah,
possibility of me making a comeback to boxing. And there has been a whole lot of talk about the possibility of me making a comeback to boxing. And people have had a lot to say. I have not addressed it until now. And I know every
All right, so Laila Ali, or was it Laila? Right. The response to Claressa Shields, who I believe is Papoose' girlfriend.
Baby mama, no.
I don't know.
Everyone wants to know the answer to the question, will I be coming back? And I promise you, I'm going to give you that answer. But first, I have got to address the lies and the fake narrative that's been created years ago. Now, someone's gotten way too comfortable dragging my name and even using my father's name to get attention and clout. Now, in case you haven't heard it, her story is that I didn't support her and I didn't pass the torch because of my jealousy and envy over her accomplishments in boxing. She says that I disrespected her, and I started talking about knocking her out simply because I was bitter that she's outdone me. I've seen a lot of the comments. Many of you have good discernment and understand what's really going on here, while others have believed her lies over the years or have formed an opinion without having all the facts. Now, originally, I wasn't even going to give this my time or attention because I really don't engage with people who thrive off of negativity, drama, and buffoonery. But I'm not about to let someone with bad character continue running freely, dragging my name without accountability.
That's not gonna happen.
Come on now, listen. Laila Ali is just Muhammad Ali's daughter. And
No, come on, we ain't gonna do that.
No, that is
Come on,
right.
Laila, come on, go.
and Wolf would have knocked Laila Ali out. You know, she would have knocked Laila so pretty ass out.
So this right here is the consequence. Now, I have been busy working on other projects that required all of my time and focus, which is why I'm just now saying something. But honey, I've made the time to address this. So today, the bad guy ain't getting away. Now let's hit rewind because we really need to see what's happened over the years, what got us here. Now, I'm not about to do the whole he say, she say thing, so let me show you some receipts. I first met her in 2012 when she was invited on stage to stand next to me when I gave my father his Liberty Medal. At some point, she reached out, started asking me for advice, wanted to know if she should go to the Olympics a second time or go pro. She would also call me and let me know when she was fighting. Now, at the time, I was one of the hosts of We Need to Talk, an all-female sports commentary show that still airs on CBS. I asked the producers if we could do a story on her. They agreed. So I got on a plane, flew to Colorado, and did a full sit-down interview with her. Now, this is just a shortened version of a 6-minute piece that aired on CBS in 2016. 21-year-old Claressa Shields is as confident as her right hand is powerful. Soon, Claressa will be heading to Rio for the Olympics to try and do something that has never been done before. I sat down to talk with her about changing history and being a positive spark for her hometown. You should have heard the story by now. The one about a kid from Flint, Michigan who has gone toe-to-toe with adversity and stands undefeated.
But I'll always go back to Flint and help.
I know that when I was fighting, with any of my struggles that I had to overcome, or anything that I was upset about, whether it be something personal or something going on in the world, I would use that anger, and take it into the ring with me and channel that energy into the ring. Have you ever done that?
I did that a lot. I was going through stuff back at home, but I would have a boxing match, and I would take out everything I was going through on the girl, and that kind of helped me because after I boxed, that was my ultimate high, and I felt like my life was perfect for at least 2 weeks. So
Claressa's father, a former underground fighter, was passionate about boxing.
he went on to tell me that Muhammad Ali's daughter, Laila, took after him, and he's like, and my dad, he says to this day, Laila's a bad girl. He says all the time. He said, nobody in our family took up boxing. I thought when he told me that, he was telling me to take after him.
Claressa beat the odds to win gold in 2012. When the Olympics start in August, she'll try to be the first American boxer to win back-to-back gold medals. Everybody's gonna be fighting you harder. Everybody's gonna be trying to elevate their game. They're gonna be running hard. They're gonna be training hard. They're gonna be dreaming about beating you. How are you preparing for that mentally and physically?
Honestly, I learned how to beat every fighting style. Tall girls, short girls, girls my size. But I'm like, I'm pretty good, I'm pretty great, I don't know.
You're supposed to feel that way about yourself.
Yeah,
Like you wouldn't have been able to get to the level if you didn't feel that way about yourself.
Yes.
I don't know about you ladies, but I have absolutely no doubt that Claressa's going to win gold again in the Olympics. Women's boxing wasn't even in the Olympics when I was boxing, so I'm like, do it for us, because she's in the weight class I would have been in. So I'm like, go get it, girl, go get it. There's a lot of women who've been training for a long time, and nobody knows who they are. So the Olympics just really gives them a platform and something to strive towards. I didn't even fight amateur because I was like, I can't go to the Olympics. Why should I do that? I want to be in control of my career. But it's so great to see these young girls coming up. You got 9-year-olds now and 10-year-olds, and they're inspired by people like Claressa. Now, as you can see, I was genuinely rooting for her. I gave her praise. I gave her a spotlight. When she asked for advice, I gave her valuable branding advice and boxing advice so she could have long-term success in and outside of the ring. I told her about the challenges that I faced fighting at 168 where there was limited competition, and I suggested that if she decided to turn pro, she should consider going down in weight somewhere around 148 where she would have more competitive challenges. I told her she should hire a nutritionist, trim off that excess body fat, and get into elite next level shape. I pointed her in the right direction, and I had high hopes for her. Whether she decided to turn pro or not, I felt like her future was bright if she played her cards right. But of course, at the time, I was not aware of her divisive, vindictive, and malicious nature. And I know those are strong words, but they actually fit. This girl has created a pattern. It's been directed towards many people time and time again. Now, before we started our interview in Colorado, she said to me, "You're the name people say when it comes to women's boxing. You're the face they know. I want that to be me." Now, looking back after everything that's unfolded, it seems pretty calculated now. Like she was waiting for the right moment, the right excuse to finally do what she'd already made up her mind to do. I mean, that's how it feels now. She told me, she saw me as the face of women's boxing, and she told me that she wanted my spot. And she's been on a mission to ruin my reputation ever since, simply because she heard me make a comment that was not about her and she took it personal. Fast forward to 2018, I was promoting my cookbook, Food for Life, and went on The Breakfast Club, a national show with millions of listeners. I did a 36-minute interview, and when the topic of boxing came up, I actually mentioned her and made positive comments. Then much later into the interview, I was asked about the possibility of a comeback.
You ever get back in the ring just for fun? You still train?
I stay training.
Got you.
Yeah, I got a little baby six-pack right now.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I have a hip bag hanging in my... I just turned 40.
Wow.
Can you believe it?
No.
I know.
Amazing.
I just turned 40. I can't believe it either. Because I think of my healthy lifestyle, the fact that I train all the time, I can pretty much do anything I wanted to. Well, I don't think there's anyone there for me right now that would actually give me a good challenge.
How did you and your husband argue? Because you can't, usually in a relationship, you can say something slick, but with you, you can't say that slickness. You was on the Food Network Shops.
Yes.
And you won.
I did a couple times.
So what brings you more joy, winning in the ring or winning in the kitchen?
I just like a win, period. Definitely boxing is my first love, and cooking is something that I'm super passionate about.
Yes.
It'll be a part of my life forever. I'm not somebody who sits back and complains about things. I think everything happens in due time. You got Claressa Shields now, who's an Olympic champion. She's a young black girl, came out of Flint, Michigan, lived a hard life, went through a lot. She went to the Olympics, won twice. Women's boxing wasn't in the Olympics when I fought. She actually fights at the weight class I fought in, and she's doing great. Women's boxing is getting some good attention. Now remember, at the time, we were on good terms. She was reaching out to me and referring to me as Big Sis, but this was her response.
I watched the Breakfast Club video with Laila Ali. I have so much respect for her, and I like her. I actually call her my big sis, but it was so many shots thrown. Like, if I really paid attention, her saying, oh, there's not nobody good enough at 168, my weight class, that could give her a challenge when I'm the number one in my weight class. And, I'm just like, nah. And, I just feel like, she gave props where it's due, but, she also spoke on how, what I'm doing for women's boxing is great, but it's not great enough for her. When it's like, we got two different goals and sets in life. Me winning two Olympic gold medals is just the beginning. Even when she was boxing, she never fought on Showtime, HBO. I fought the main event on Showtime. I don't know how many.
Yeah. I have a heavy bag hanging in my. I just turned 40.
Wow.
Can you believe it?
No.
I know.
Amazing.
I just turned 40. I can't believe it either. And because I think of my healthy lifestyle, the fact that I train all the time, I can pretty much do anything I wanted to. Well, I don't think there's anyone there for me right now that would actually give me a good challenge.
How did you and your husband argue? Because you can't, usually in a relationship, you can say something slick, but with you, you can't say that slickness. You was on the Food Network Shops.
Yes.
And you won.
I did a couple times.
So what brings you more joy, winning in the ring or winning in the kitchen?
I just like a win, period. Definitely boxing is my first love, and cooking is something that I'm super passionate about.
Gotcha.
It'll be a part of my life forever. I'm not somebody who sits back and complains about things. I think everything happens in due time. You got Claressa Shields now, who's an Olympic champion. She's a young black girl, came out of Flint, Michigan, lived a hard life, went through a lot. She went to the Olympics, won twice. Women's boxing wasn't in the Olympics when I fought. She actually fights at the weight class I fought in, and she's doing great. Women's boxing is getting some good attention. Now remember, at the time, we were on good terms. She was reaching out to me and
168, my weight class, that could give her a challenge when I'm the number one in my weight class. And, I'm just like, nah. And, I just feel like, she gave props where it's due, but, she also spoke on how, what I'm doing for women's boxing is great, but it's not great enough for her. When it's like, we got two different goals and sets in life. Me winning two Olympic gold medals is just the beginning. Even when she was boxing, she never fought on Showtime, HBO. I fought the main event on Showtime. I don't know how many times now. Fastest woman to win a world title. I did it in 4 fights. You can say, oh, the competition isn't there, and this girl wasn't that. But like I said, I did it up in 4 fights, and the girl that Laila Ali fought wasn't, that great either. I mean, like, I'm the best female boxer that I've ever seen, and if Laila Ali wants to come back, we can rumble, we can go. This is not like, oh, I'm gonna step away. Like I respect her and everything, but you're not gonna come back and beat me. You know what I'm saying? Like, this can happen. I just don't like the disrespect. And this is my last video too about this. I never used her name to try to be like, try to call her out of retirement. It's basically like she's talking about she can retirement. She just gonna beat me if she decided to.
Now, of course, I didn't respond to this, but I noted it. For someone who hardly had any experience as a professional boxer and was supposedly looking up to me, for her to think that I would even call her name in a conversation about me fighting or making a comeback was silly to me, especially since I had literally told her that I retired from boxing because I didn't feel inspired or challenged anymore by the level of competition that was available to me. We had that talk. So I learned a lot about her character and her mindset. She took what I said out of context and made it all about her. I decided I was no longer going to invest time or energy into her. But she, on the other hand, she took it straight to social media, started comparing her boxing skills to mine, making negative comments about me, and pitting herself against me in a fight. A year later, I was doing press for my show, Homemade Simple, on OWN, so I went on Sway Universe, another syndicated national show with millions of listeners. We were talking, he asked me about boxing, he asked me about her, I said positive comments as usual, then he plays one of her visits.
Are you watching women's boxing today?
Oh yeah.
You like Claressa?
I do. I think that she's a talented fighter, and she has the opportunity right now. The stage is set, so now she just has to kind of do her thing.
Talk about Homemade Simple airing Saturdays 9 a.m. on the OWN network. Okay, it's an incredible show. I had Claressa here, right? I asked her who does she think would win against you in your prime and her now. And that's what she said.
She's not good like me. She don't take the challenges. Like, she didn't fight against Ann Wolf. I fight against the best and beat the best. And if Laila Ali was to come out of retirement, I'll beat her too.
That's not anything I haven't heard before. First of all, she's supposed to feel like she's a great
Absolutely.
But just because you think you are doesn't mean you are.
Okay.
I like to support and uplift people, and I think that on your way up, just do your best not to disparage those that have come before you. First of all, she could never beat me.
Okay.
Let's just get that straight right
Wanna
now.
get that straight, Laila?
Let's get that straight right now. And not simply because she's not strong enough, because I would definitely knock her out, but because she's not talented enough to beat me. It's a sweet science to boxing. The reason why you have not been able to knock out the opponents that you've already faced, I can totally see it. Why? But maybe if you would have been a little more respectful, and I'm not talking about thinking you can beat me, do all that. I'm talking about just trying to, she didn't do this, she didn't do that.
Yeah.
I don't respect her as a boxer, I only respect her as a businesswoman. I've heard her say that before. I was always there for her because she's a young black girl from Flint, Michigan, and I want to help uplift her because that's the Ali way. I am successful in so many areas outside of boxing. Boxing is not what defines me. There's always going to be another girl. But I tell you what, when I offered her to spar me, that definitely was a check right there to see. Let me see what kind of heart she has. You should come whoop me just for bragging rights. And she didn't take me up on that offer. I said, okay. And let's put this in context. I'm only talking about this because you're asking me. She's done a ton of interviews since then, and she's always saying I disrespected her. Now you've seen what she's been referring to. So she felt justified to go on a tirade. And of course, she's twisted the story over the years and taken my comments out of context. Now, according to her, I just started talking about knocking her out, just out of jealousy. Now you've seen what I said, what she said, how this started, and you can see she pitted herself against me in a fight. Now, I know some of this younger generation may not be familiar with me, but I've never been one to just talk about things I can't do. When I said that I would knock her out back in 2019, it wasn't any different than what I've said to anyone who's challenged me in the past. You can go back and look at tape on me. That was not just talk for me, it's what I did. TKO, KO, it didn't matter. I was going to stop you. It wasn't going to a decision. And if you didn't belong in there with me, I was going to get you out of there. That's just facts. That's not disrespect, that's boxing talk. Back then in 2020, I did get to a point where I was ready to get back in the ring and show her why, even though she is talented. I said it back then and I'm saying it now, but she could never outbox me. High-level promoters did reach out to me directly and we had some serious conversations about me making a comeback. Now, of course, she was never even involved in any of those discussions. Then COVID happened, you know how that was, and it all went away and I left it alone. Now here is just a small glimpse of the narrative that she's been building over the years.
But I feel like Laila Ali has always been kind of envious of me. I'm just so accomplished in women's boxing and she never got that due diligence and that respect. So to see me getting it kind of pisses her off. So you look at who she fought, her biggest test was freaking Vonda Ward and Christy Martin, weighed in at 140 pounds, and Laila Ali was 160. Like, how are we making matches like that? So Laila Ali is a hater. That's it. Nothing but her being a hater and her being, envious of my success and what I've done for women's boxing. And she feels like she deserves that credit because everybody kind of give it to me now. Like, and I think that she's like, but, I'm Ali's daughter and I boxed before her and I'm 24-0, 21 knockouts. And she kind of, want people to keep acknowledging her. She's retired.
She's retired.
And
She's
probably
probably
43. I hate when somebody else try to take somebody else's shine, somebody else's attention. It's like, she's, nobody was trying to take her attention when it was her time. Undisputed champion. She's never been undisputed. And people are comparing me to her and she gets offended. When it was like, to me, I thought it was a good comparison because I feel like I box way better than her. And for them to be saying that me and her are equal or whatever, she should have been happy because of that, because they're giving her more props on her skills, which I feel like she didn't really have that much. But whatever. Yeah, we had Laila Ali. Respect. But she can't do for women's boxing what I'm doing. I'm gonna be different because I'm gonna give my blessing or I'm gonna let a girl take her blessing. And what that means, I'm gonna fight for them girls coming up. And if they beat me, now they're the best. That's how you do it. My advice, Laila, is you will look a lot better. And people will stop calling you a hater and calling you jealous and old and bitter. If you actually stop hating, bro, you will look better if you was to support the black girl from Flint who made it out the trenches to where she at now. You will look a lot better. She wants to try to make it still seem like she's somewhat relevant in women's boxing. People give her props about how she built up women's boxing, and I just don't feel the same way. What really did you do for women's boxing? Like, you let it die. You let it die for 20 years, and then I had to come and put in all the extra work to get it to where it is now. I think that wasn't fair, and I don't think that she was as big as a pioneer in women's boxing as she thinks she was, because I would never do that. I would pass the torch.
There are hundreds and hundreds of women who have participated in the sport of boxing over the years. They have all made a contribution in their own way. We don't need to argue over who's done more. That destructive crab in a barrel mentality is exactly what we don't need in the sport. Here she is on a recent podcast explaining how she's passing the torch and that she has created a blueprint for success, which she is now sharing with other female fighters. She says that the number one thing they need to show with millions of listeners, so she's careful not to say anything negative about me because that wouldn't fit the story she's trying to sell. Instead, she plays it safe so she can position herself as the victim.
Do I want to fight a 41 or 40-year-old Laila Ali? No. I want to actually her embrace me, I embrace her, and we build women's boxing to the place where it's supposed to be at. But I don't think she sees that vision. Like, she doesn't show me any kind of support. Like, I see her all the time comment on this other boxer girl page, like Katie Taylor, and always telling her congrats and everything. But then with me, it's like she don't show any kind of respect or acknowledgement. And I'm a black girl just like she is, who came apart, and I have been making my way forever. Like, I made my own way. I wasn't handed anything. Just about supporting each other. You know what I'm saying? But
I wonder why she wouldn't though. Like, did you say something about her back in the day?
I just think that in boxing, she feel like she never got her fair share. I feel like she never got to the point where she wanted to get to. And people recognize Laila Ali, but they always try to say like, oh, she only was big because of her dad, and they don't really give her props on her skills. I'm not one of those people. And then some people say that she didn't fight Ann Wolf, but me being a woman fighter now, I realize that it's hard to make big fights with other big women. It really is. So think about it. Back then, when it wasn't a lot of money, wasn't TV exposure, I kind of can see why her and Ann Wolf didn't fight. But people's story is that she was scared of Ann Wolf, and Ann Wolf would have knocked her out, and that's their story.
3 months later, she takes her mask off and she's back to her usual story.
Ann Wolf, you were a better fighter than her, and I believe that that's where this whole beef started from. That I spoke on that. She hates whenever your name gets mentioned. She still to this day mentions your name. Say how you were scared of her, how you didn't want to fight her. I don't believe that for 1 second. And she may have a bigger name, but that's because women's boxing wasn't supported how we are now. If Laila Ali came up in this generation, she would not be known. Nobody would know of her. I know for a fact you would have put Laila Ali ass to sleep. So just because you can do it, you didn't have the opportunity because she didn't want to sign a paper to fight you. I'm letting you know now. I'm gonna kick her ass for the both of us. Yeah, we all know Laila does it. Ann Wolf, we know that. We don't gotta. She know that. Everybody know that. It's literally written, I think, somewhere.
Now, I've seen this before with Ann Wolf, another fighter who used the same playbook. Both of these women have a lot in common in terms of the way they've been able to get visibility for themselves by using my name and making up lies. Since I'm in the season of pulling skirts, I'm gonna go ahead and pull hers too. And I'm gonna do another video on her next. That lie that I would not fight her has been told so many times as if it's a true fact. So I'll be gathering my receipts on her too, since she wants to start talking again. This one is so detached and delusional that she actually praises my father while trying to trash his daughter. Yeah, we had Laila Ali, but she can't do for women's boxing what I'm doing. I kind of feel like God wants me to be like the next Muhammad Ali. I kind of feel like God wants me to be like the next Muhammad Ali. I think it's Muhammad Ali, Floyd Mayweather, me. That's it. Learn from Muhammad Ali. If you don't validate yourself first, nobody else ever will. She wants to be like in the public and keep her name tied to mine because I'm young and popping. Right now, it's my time, and she wants to keep her name connected to mine. And Muhammad Ali would never. Her daddy would never. Maybe she don't have that in her genes. Now, what father would embrace someone like her or want to be associated with someone like her while she's trying to tear down his very own child? My father was the greatest of all time because not only did he have a beautiful, one-of-a-kind style in the ring, he was also a remarkable individual outside of it. He used his platform to uplift and inspire people. He carried himself with integrity, kindness, and grace. He was someone our community could be proud of, and he represented us well. You know what my father would say? She's a generic wannabe. My father would not want to share his name or image with her. She does not represent anything about him in the ring or outside the ring. Now, many of us, including myself, had high hopes for her. I supported her. I sent her off in the right direction, but she has become a disappointment. She is a horrible representation of both the sport and our culture.
Beneficial. Fuck if they win again. You don't need some bitches with you. Her man ain't got no balls, so you know his dick little. Not them fake hoes, do it for the real women. I ain't fuck this nigga 2 years still bitching. Girls who think they just so pretty and just because they want light skin that they just all that. That they can come up with shit talking shit. I look better than you. I look better than you, so you can get off my shit. Light skin, red bone. Yeah, get your funny looking ass out of here. I don't play with these hoes.
You have a clear picture of what our relationship was and what exactly happened in the past that led to today. Now, do you believe I'm jealous of her accomplishments? So in part 2, I'm going to discuss that $15 million offer and finally answer the question everyone wants to know. Will I be coming back to boxing to get that knockout? If you want to know when part 2 drops, turn on your notifications.
I liked that she broke down the background and the history because I didn't know all of that. I do hear Claressa talking crazy about her all the time, but she make it seem like she kind of just hated. Not that they had a relationship, and I never understood what the problem was. Yeah, competition and stuff like that. But, excuse me, if all of this started from that interview at the Breakfast Club, then you wanted smoke already. Because what she said, I'm damn near ready to go watch the whole entire, to make sure, you know what I'm saying, I'm not looking at clips or she didn't clip it a certain way. But I think it's, you can just see, you know, I don't think she spoke negatively about her at all. And when she said it's nothing for me to come back to, you know, I don't see anything wrong with her saying it. And it's not like she called out certain people's name. Like, well, what do you think about that? You know, she didn't do that. So I don't really see what the beef is. And I think that she sounds foolish talking about wanting to fight her, wanting to beat her ass and all type of shit like she still box. She's retired. She's been retired forever. She's been retired forever. And I looked up how old she fucking 30 years old. Laila Ali is fucking 47 years old. Why the fuck would she get in the ring with you, and why would you try to like fight her when she's 17 years older? I get, yeah, if she's supposed to be the best, yeah, this and that. But once she ain't fought in so long, she been retired for so long, and then she's so much older. Not saying that she ain't in good shape, but it's different because you trying to fight for real. It's not like Jake Paul and Mike Tyson when they was there for the bag. It wasn't really serious. It was serious, but it wasn't really serious. No, you trying to get in there and really throw hands with this fucking 47-year-old, and you 30 and you've been boxing all of this time. How would that look if you win, and how would it look if you lose? It's a lose-lose as far as I'm concerned. And I think it's a bad look with her studies saying the shit. Now, what she could have been like, what she feels like she feel about, you know, the interview, and she said what she said. She don't have to keep going on about it. I think we watched like a basketball, no, we watched somebody, and they was trying to compare him to Floyd Mayweather, and he nipped it in the bud right away. Now, she don't always have to talk about Laila if they bring it up during interviews. She was in her lane, I'm in mine, so I don't want to talk about it. You know, that's it. She stay feeding into it. I don't really see, it don't look good.
Yeah, Claressa Shields, you know, she seems kind of weird. She seems like a LeBron James, you know, type. She wants to be, you know, Laila Ali. She wants that, you know, achievement. She seemed like she just want to overshadow everything she did and replace her. Like some, you know, Julius Caesar type stuff. Didn't he have to get out? Didn't he have to remove somebody to think to get in there? Julius Caesar, man, he was really that nigga. Like, he was just so legendary. But I think he cool, right? Didn't he cool? Didn't he take out somebody? She's trying to Julius Caesar, nigga. She's trying to Julius Caesar, Laila Ali. She's trying to take her out the game. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that was crazy. It's not a good look for her though. But I gotta see what, you know, Claressa says. You know, maybe it's a whole nother side of the story, you know, that I need to look into.
Meta announcing a major overhaul of Instagram teen accounts that limits what teen users can see and do. Starting today, and 18 years old will be automatically restricted to a so-called PG-13 experience on the platform, similar to PG-13 movie ratings, unless their parents opt them out.
We're doing this to really speak the language of parents who are much more familiar with movie ratings in terms of kind of a familiar model for those who are using Instagram.
The new guidelines impact the accounts and content teens can interact with. For example, if a teen searches the word alcohol, according to Meta, the content will be blocked. And accounts showing inappropriate content will be blocked entirely for users under 18.
We will continue to refine teen accounts. We will never get to a point where no teen will ever see a piece of content that they wouldn't expect.
Basically, you get it, you know, more restriction. Social media. So what do you think of this?
I think it's a good idea. You know, it makes sense. I don't know if it would matter because people lie about their age when they install TikTok unless all parents have to like install the shit and start it up. You know, but that's what's up, you know. I had more control over my child's cell phone, where I had locked apps and different things like that, so they wasn't able to like Google different things or whatever. I would have certain stuff locked. I don't know if you can do that now because everybody is on TikTok, and I don't know, like, you know, if you can just get their phone and go into settings and do this, but what's stopping them from, you know, changing them later? But I think it's a good effort.
Yeah, it's you know, it is a good thing overall. Instagram is really not really, you know, how it was when I was a kid. And actually, when I was a kid, 13 was, you know, normal. It was supposed to be, you know, Instagram literally was like kids, it seemed like, but you know, Instagram has turned into something else ever since the invention of Reels and, you know, the purchasing of Twitter from Elon Musk. There's no words. Basically, Windows 10, they're pulling the plug on Windows 10, leaving millions of PCs at risk of being hacked. So, you know, you won't be able to have Windows 10 pretty soon. So it's going to look a lot spooky, very spooky for a lot of people who are operating on an old OS. You know, but, you know, so we think about that.
Aren't they only at 11 right now?
Yep.
So why is 10 just out the window? You could just scrap something like that?
10 is old.
Yeah, it has been a while from 10, but it's still, we only on 11, so you just, you know, what do you have to pay for an upgrade or like?
Yeah, or get a new PC, but yeah.
It's rough.
So there was this woman, she tweeted out, "I wish I was a man. I have so many romantic ideas on how to spoil a girl." You know, and my boy Bryce Estelle, aka BRS, aka Black Ryan Seacrest, he says, "You know, you are allowed to do nice things for men too, right?" Question mark. And in the comments they were getting on his ass. I don't know. Some of these women are attacking you because, you know, what y'all bring to the table, we're asking. The bare minimum is giving princess energy.
Hilarious.
The interests of women and men differ. Like, yes, we can do a romantic picnic, but is a man going to want that? That's what we want. We mean. You know? So, just so he can cheat on you? Question mark. Bought a nigga an iPhone, and that phone was used to call other women and plan meetups with other women. What is she going to do? Question mark. Bring flowers and offer a foot rub? Question mark. I can't picture a man not feeling insulted by that. Yeah, but men be ungrateful AF when you do it, so not surprising that women do those type of things for them, or don't do those type of things, because men are nothing to y'all, right? What you mean?
I watched the video that reminded me of this right here. It was hilarious. I sent it to you.
Oh, maybe it's in here. I don't know. Why God use men dimmer ribs create the people self? What? The time, not plastic bags. No day. I don't know what the fuck she's talking about. She want to do them for women though, pal. So what do you think about all of this, you know? Well, men don't appreciate or recognize or reciprocate, so they don't deserve that, you know? What's the point of dating if you're not going to do nice things for your partner? Well, that person was trans, you know? Some of the women in the comments are so self-centered. It's incredible.
But I think it's funny that she said
Where
that.
did you send it?
Messenger, no, Instagram. Messenger, Instagram. I think it's funny that she said that because it's like, communicate, bro. Like, communicate, you know. If you have all of these romantic ideas you want somebody to do for you, just say, I like this, I like that. You know, next time we have stuff going on.
No, she's saying she wants to do it for men. He's saying that if you are using your brain to imagine yourself being a man, to do something for
I didn't
a
take
bitch,
it like that.
says,
I wish I was
a man. Period.
Okay.
I have so many romantic ideas. I mean, in her head, she has ideas for romance on how to spoil spoil a girl, right? So she
Yes.
wish she was a man so she can have ideas to spoil a girl.
Okay, me as a woman, when I hear that, I hear her saying that she wish she was a man because she has so many ideas of how to spoil. She know how to treat a woman. She know how to spoil a girl. I'm thinking that she's saying that because she wants that treatment, not just because she want to do that for a motherfucker. She can do that for. So if you want that treatment, communicate that to the niggas that you with. Communicate that to the men that you with. Different things that you want. That's how I took it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, how Bryce took it was that she was saying that she wants to do things for a girl if she was a man, and he took it like she or somebody wanted to do things for their significant other. And his point was, well, if you're in a relationship with someone and you want to do things for them, or if you have to imagine yourself being a total different gender to do something for the person you're with, and you don't have to do it, you can just do something with them now. But
and I get what they saying by that, and I don't think that they should have been on his heels about it. But sometimes you can't be on. Well, he reposted that.
No, this is his post of responding to her post. He tweeted it, had his own caption. But what did he say? Oh, so he was saying that if you're in a relationship with somebody, or he was taking this as wanting to do things for the person you're in a relationship with, and that you wouldn't have to necessarily be a man to do that.
Which is
and
true.
That if you want to spoil somebody, you can spoil a man. Basically, what he's saying, like if you're a girl, you can spoil a dude or whatever. People were getting on him in the comments, using well, I wouldn't do anything for a man or whatever, and he was saying like this is incel logic, and that women are acting like incels or whatever, and they're using the same logic that like men use or whatever. But me personally, as far as the girl, I wish I was a man so I could have romantic ideas to spoil a girl with. Bryce talks about how like some women only view romance as a one-sided thing, as a man being romantic toward a woman, and a woman doesn't have the ability to imagine herself being romantic to a man. And I think he, basically brought out those type of women. But yeah, I mean, as far as like women showing romance to a dude or whatever, I don't know. I mean, that's not really gonna happen. Based off of these comments or whatever, it seems like you would have to be a different type nigga to get a girl to get you stuff. What she claims to be, he says he's a different type nigga, so he's coming at it from like the different type nigga perspective.
I mean, I get it because I don't see anything wrong with doing stuff for a man. I feel like that. I wouldn't say man woman. I would say it's based off each individual, because just because I would do different intimate, sentimental things that might seem to be romantic or seductive or whatever, with one guy, doesn't mean the other guy gonna get it, because he might not appreciate when I bought him this thing that I remember him say that he wanted, and this and that, and he might not appreciate this candlelight dinner that I did. But I don't think it's anything wrong with a woman being romantic to a guy or anything like that. But it's just like, guys, there's nothing wrong with paying a female's bill, but you can't pay every bitch bill. You know what I'm saying? Some bitches don't deserve that shit. Same thing like niggas. Some niggas don't deserve different things. It's individual, on an individual basis, as far as I consider it.
Yeah, so this guy,
for those that need to hear it,
made a very interesting video.
Right now I'm working my second shift. I just finished my full-time job, just doing DoorDash to be able to pay for date night this weekend. I pay all the bills, I do most of the cleaning, and I do all of the cooking.
Think about this man working 2 jobs, working DoorDash and paying all the bills and doing all of the cooking and most of the cleaning. How do you feel about him doing that, and him also saying, if you do not do this, you are a weak man? In the comments, he's arguing with people.
So
literally arguing with people. So much so that he turned off the comments. What do you think about that?
Sir, I want to let you know that your bitch is cheating on you. She's cheating on you. 2, I think it's crazy because what the fuck do she do? And I say that she cheated on him because I look at TV from reality shows and TVs and all of things that I see. Bitches don't like niggas that's gone all the time, regardless if they working, regardless if they paying all the bills, regardless if they spoiling them. That's not gonna keep a bitch faithful. If you working 2 jobs and you DoorDash and you did provide, but you never gave me any time. Yes, I was sleeping with this person who doesn't have any money, but he was there for me when you weren't. Like, what?
Exactly.
Ain't no way I'm paying the bills, cooking, cleaning, and doing all that shit too. You got me fucked up. That's like, I was talking to somebody the other day, and they was like, oh man, if a woman ain't in there click-clacking the pants, then, this and that, and they was talking shit, and I couldn't be with who. I'm like, bro, what the fuck do that mean? I can't cook. I can't cook. I don't pretend to act like I can cook. I'm gonna let you know off top, I can't cook. So I'm not fisted to be that bitch in there click-clacking pants and shit like that. And just because I don't cook don't mean that, you don't deserve to pay my motherfucking bills. You know what I'm saying? Like, the things that people, it's just crazy. But it's no motherfucking way I would be paying all the bills, cooking, cleaning, and doing all that shit. What the fuck is she there for? Unless something is wrong with her. Like, she disabled or something like that. But besides that, a bitch just laying up on my motherfucking dime. No, bitch, you gonna be in school or you gonna be doing something. You ain't gonna have time to be, liking motherfucking 6-pack pictures of bald heads while the fuck I'm at work busting my ass.
Yeah, that nigga's a weirdo and a loser, and it's not a flex to be taking care of a woman and doing everything for her. That just indicates that the girl you're with is kind of a loser. If she's not paying any bills, she working? She not working? She's not cooking or cleaning. What is she doing? Nothing. Well, how is that a flex? It's not. You want to watch that video that you sent me on Instagram?
Yeah, we can.
Why do y'all niggas keep doing this every time I fucking click on Instagram? Like, what's wrong with y'all niggas?
Stormy Daniels, what up?
Let me still get vision. If I wore it like that, what you think about that? Oh yeah, you're done. You're done. And you're blocked. Classy. Blocked for the saucy. Mine, we're not gonna do that. 0% chance we're doing that. The audacity. Don't contact me again. And with that being said, bye. I'm low key badder than you. I should be the one getting the free drinks all the time. Let's be for real. I'm the baddie for real. Oh yeah, you're done. You're done. And you're blocked. Classy. Blocked for the sassy. Mine, we're not gonna do that. 0% chance we're doing that. The audacity. Don't contact me again. And with that being said, bye. Baby, when you go pick up your matcha before you come over here, can you get me the matcha with the strawberry? And you're blocked. You a strong woman, right? Why can't you lead us? Why does the man always have and you're blocked? You can't chase me. I want to be pursued. And you're blocked. You always want flowers. Where are my flowers at? And you're blocked. All right, baby, check me out. You think I could pull this off? Like, if I wore it?
Funny because multiple reasons, BRS, he is like this nigga. He's like this nigga. He's like, yo, bitch buy me flowers. Bitch do this to me. Bitch do that. He's one of those type of niggas. You know what I'm saying? In real life. You know what I'm saying? So it's very funny that, I know a nigga on the internet who is literally this nigga. With the whole girl blocking him. I just recently discovered because of Face IQ and his anti-red pill arc that, if you are a guy, and you're getting rejected by a woman, it's because she is not just physically into you. And if she was more physically into you, then you will be allowed to do pretty much anything. I didn't know this, but apparently this is true. So apparently you can be a princess if you look, if this nigga, if he was a 10 out of 10, he would be a princess. So what do you think about that as well on top of this video? What do you think about this video as well? What do you gotta say? I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's funny. I'm not with somebody that's just doing extra and doing more to me. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not saying that nothing is wrong with different things, but all of that thought process and stuff like that, I ain't.
No, I don't want to be alone. That's for damn sure. If I got to fight, crawl, scratch, fight, whatever to keep mine, I got to keep it. I got to do what I got to do. I don't want to be alone. I'm an only child, single parent household. I knew for sure. When I met my homies for the first time when I was 7, 8 years old, we started playing sports, and I got around them and we started traveling, playing sports. I was like, oh, this is amazing.
Yeah.
And then when I got with Vanna, and I was like, oh, this shit is crazy. Oh, this is amazing. I love this shit. I'm like, nah, f that. Next time I'm alone, I'm be up underneath, champ.
Oh, I love that, but I feel like a lot of people don't value relationship in that way.
They shouldn't be in one. They don't value it like that, I feel like. Because I feel like it's very powerful.
A relationship is powerful.
Yes. It's two energies, you feel me?
Yeah. It's hard as man, but
it's hard as
no, I don't want.
I mean, it seems in the comments people are not mad at him, so it seems like it's just that one girl who I'm talking about. But so what do you just ignore anything I might have said, any context prior? What do you think about him saying, he just want to be alone, he have to fight, he'll do it whatever it takes to not be alone?
It make me want to watch that video that I sent you with Kev on stage. Damn, man, I really gotta send you one because it would be perfect behind this. Like, I would want to watch that and then say what I gotta say about this. But hopefully you can find it. But I'm saying, like, off of what, I mean, I sent it to you. Off of what he just said, and after watching that other video, like, if I just heard this, I'm like, oh, okay, that's what's up. But I didn't hear.
Wash their legs in the shower. Is that what you're talking about?
No, I didn't hear him say anything. Like, he said something about his wife when he met her. Oh, okay. But he's not talking about the relationship with his wife. He's just saying he don't want to be alone. He really talking about he don't want to be alone, and he gonna do whatever he got to do not to be alone because he the only child from a single parent. Okay, I get that.
Let me look on that.
I get that. But you're not talking about the love in the relationship or the reason, because of this woman. You could be with her and staying with her just because you don't want to be alone. I'm not saying that he ain't happy. I don't know nothing about them, their family, their relationship. But, some people might hear this and be like, oh, that's sweet. But what I hear is you just saying you don't want to be alone. You ain't saying that, oh, this is my wife and I love her dearly and this is this and because of this she makes my life complete. I don't know. This is kind of like the same.
When I'm breaking down every night or in the morning, she's also like allowing me to crumble in her arms. Like, what value do you place? When I'm breaking down every night or in the morning, she's also like allowing me to crumble in her arms. Like, what value do you place on somebody where you can be whatever emotion you need to be? Ooh. When I need to be Kev, the comedian, the big ego, I'm Kev on stage. I can be that, and she allows that. But when I'm Kev, the middle brother who lost his best friend, and I don't have to be big Kev, I can be just Kevin. A human, and I still break down and cry. So for a person to see you that clearly is like, I'm not gonna ruin that. I will never get that again in my lifetime. I won't have 26 years like that to gain again. So that's why it's really easy for me, and I would do the same for her. When I'm breaking down every night or in the morning.
Okay, you got something to say about that?
Yeah, like that right there is him talking about his wife. Not him talking about, I don't want to be alone. I don't want to be lonely. I don't this and that. He's saying how the person who he's with, he cherished because he can be himself, every part of himself. Some people, you can be in a relationship with people for a long time, and some men are never comfortable to be their true self, to cry in front of a woman, to express how they feel, to say, you've been neglecting me lately. You've been too busy doing this, and that. I haven't had time. Just like a woman might say, not saying that that's woman stuff, but what I'm saying, for a man to find somebody who he can truly take off all his mask in front of is a beautiful thing. And this is what he's talking about. Some girls, I know some girls be like, man, this nigga was crying. Can you believe this weak ass nigga? Like, men ain't really supposed to cry. Like, if I can't cry in front of the person who I've been in a relationship with all of this time, somebody that I'm married to, and show all parts without worried about you throwing that in my face later, then that's fucked up. But it's messed up because that's a lot of men's reality. So to see this first and see how he talked about his wife, and then to see LeBron James and basically how he's saying that he don't want to be lonely, he gonna do whatever he got to do not to be alone, is two different things. I get he was probably meaning the same thing, but it ain't the same goddamn meaning, baby. That motherfucker right there, he his wife's soulmate. She is.
So, what you said is correct. Kevin on stage, the reason for him wanting to be with his wife is a real reason, and it's based off of connection, history, and a real connection to the individual. Whereas LeBron James wants to be with someone is literally entirely selfish from his own mouth. He wants to be not alone, which really places zero value on the person who he's with since high school. It's really not really a flex. How somebody feels about their wife is only really depicted by how they talk about them and the relationship. Some people, where they talk about their wife, the smile. Some people like actually, it's really deep. But as you can see, his desire is to not really be alone, and it's not really nothing wrong with not wanting to be alone. But me personally, if I had a wife for 20 years, and I was talking about marriage, I don't think I would say the words, I don't want to be alone. Because me personally, I'd rather be alone, me personally, than fight for a relationship with anybody. I'm just gonna keep it a fact. I'm not fighting no relationship with no girl. I don't care if we married, got 12 children. You know what I'm saying? If I feel like it gets to the point where we ought to separate, I feel like we should. Because I would rather value, like, I feel like something that's real, just something that's real and deep, that goes beyond like words type shit. Like a real, like, deep, like, love. Like Kevin on stage said, like he had with his wife, like a girl I can cry from, or a girl who, or he should have said, I don't know. I would have worded it differently. I probably would have wanted to say something different, if I was LeBron James. But
I got a question. So did you have that same take before you seen Kevin on stage?
Yeah, but when I seen what LeBron said about, that's my first time actually seeing that. Honestly, that's my first time seeing the LeBron James thing. I didn't see that. I only seen this video first. You know what I'm saying? But I was gonna talk about it without the context. But I know we both need the context because we both haven't seen the original. So
LeBron James saying that he just didn't want to be alone and he gonna fight for his marriage because he don't want to be alone is problematic. And y'all in the comments.
Look, y'all know I love LeBron. LeBron's my GOAT, but that was absolutely a red flag. What do you mean you're gonna fight and claw for your marriage because you don't want to be alone? How about, I'm gonna fight and claw for my marriage because I love my wife and I love my family? Like, he literally could have said something so romantic, like, I'm gonna fight for my wife because there's no person on this earth I'd rather be with. I'm not gonna lie, bro, I don't know his marriage whatsoever, obviously, but there are a lot of people in relationships because they don't want to be alone, and those are rarely good relationships. Even if they start off good, they don't end good. You should be in a relationship because you want to be in a relationship, not because you don't want to be single. Like, that was genuinely a bottom tier answer. Like if it wasn't LeBron, I feel like we would all be up in arms about it. Even think about your friend says something like that, bro. Like, oh yeah, I'm with so-and-so, gotta make it work because I don't want to be alone. Wouldn't you look at him and be like, yo, like, I don't think that should be the reason. Like, that doesn't sound too good. But again, okay, LeBron, my GOAT. Nothing will change that, okay? That quote was just, a little misstep.
BRS coming with high IQ, takes. But yeah, so what do you think about what he had said?
I'm glad that somebody else picked me because I snatched that out the air right away as soon as I heard him say that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad to know I wasn't the only one who like, was that supposed to be good? Because it wasn't. You know what I'm saying? Thanks. So that's good that other people saw that shit, because some shit motherfuckers be blind to. And like they say, if it wasn't LeBron James.
Facts. And some people are obsessed with, black women and black men being marriage independent of literally anything else, is it a happy black couple? Is it ASAP Rocky and Rihanna? You know what I'm saying?
Rihanna and ASAP Rocky.
Was it ASAP Rocky and Rihanna? You know what I'm saying? That's something different. You know what I'm saying? That's like, I don't know. Would ASAP Rocky say that about Rihanna? No, he wouldn't. He wouldn't say that shit. Would
Hell
Rihanna
no,
say that
he
about
wouldn't.
ASAP? I don't think she would. But you know what I'm saying? It's not about black or black love just because you see two black people. It should be about like if it's black love, it should be black love. You can't glaze somebody for being a black sports athlete married to a white woman. Therefore, the relationship is good. Like Cynthia G says, you don't know what's happening inside these black relationships that you are glazing. So. About it, it because it was LeBron James, because his wife is black. People, they missed the red flags that me and you both caught. Because me personally, if I was with somebody and they said that about me, I wouldn't be too happy about. I would just if you watch that clip, she was looking at him she was looking at that nigga like this, like he was right there. She was looking at that nigga like that, and she didn't say nothing. But I support Savannah James. I'm pro Savannah James. I don't have any issues with Savannah. I would never say anything bad about LeBron James' wife. I'm not a psychopath or a weirdo. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't do that.
To be like DDG brother and buy that Rolls Royce.
What did he do? What did he do? He bought his baby mama Rolls Royce. What did he do?
Not his baby mama, his girlfriend, because his ass keep getting caught cheated on stream.
Yeah, if I get caught cheating, I ain't buying shit. But I'm a different type of nigga.
Bum, bum, bum. That's a tradition. That's a tradition over here. It's so good. So good. So good. So good. So much fun being at these international games.
It's a known song. You hear it all the time. I thought you would have knew that song.
No, it's extremely hard to hear what they're saying.
Yeah. Dun, dun, dun. Dang, I don't know. Damn. But they got it, though. They got the song.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to
I don't know.
say Caroline or something like that. I know it's a Caroline.
Oh, Sweet Caroline? Yeah, I never heard that song before.
What?
I literally don't even know what it sounds
You
like.
heard the song in movies for sure.
Nope. Probably never.
I know you have.
Which movie?
Anyone. It's a known little, they always.
Never seen Star Wars, Wizard of Oz. Come on, I don't mean none of that. Neil Diamond, I know this guy, Neil Diamond. I know he wrote another song from the 60s, but yeah, I know who this guy is right now. I know who Neil Diamond is. He wrote some song from the 60s from some full band. Where to begin? It was like Sweet Caroline. Oh yeah, I think I might have heard this in the movie. Okay, never mind. I have heard that. I only know the Sweet Caroline part. I don't know anything else. I know the Sweet Caroline part. But yeah, so this is an American song.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But yeah, so what happened is, hold on, wait, which teams? This is New York Jets, right?
Yeah.
And what is the one with the horse? The orange horse? What, Broncos?
That's Broncos. I thought she was wearing Minnesota, but she not.
Hold up. So the New York people got 3 football teams, or 2?
I think it's just 2. New York Giants and.
So what? The city get one and the state get one?
I don't know.
Oh, what? So the horse is Broncos.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what happened was October 8th. Yeah, October 8th. Yeah, there was a football game in London. So how apparently there's NBA games in China. Apparently people, these other countries, they pay the NFL or some sort of deal that the NFL and the NBA have with other countries. NBA or basketball is really big in China. Apparently, I didn't know. It's like billion. I mean, it's worth a lot of money. So they have full NBA games out there, and the NFL actually did something in 2024. So they're having full games out there in London. So when we seen they were interviewed, that was a stadium, and that was for this football game. So the Jets and the Broncos had a football game in England. So English people are getting tuned into football. Well, American football, I guess, right? So yeah, it's nice. Well, there was some rapper and he did a halftime show, in English version, English little rap thing. So let me know what you think about this.
For that game.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So this what you think of it?
Beat me up, Scotty. Beat me up, Scotty.
Whipping excursion. I gotta pick up that person. I'm in the trouble. You ain't a gangster, you just an internet version. Looking at, you know me, I got the littlest circle. Missing the crew, you know I'm keeping that photo. And we don't take pictures, you know I'm keeping that personal. So clean, it's like I'm flipping that parcel. Soon be the $1 million man, like I'm living with Virgil, yeah. Real spit, it's in a little rehearsal. Big like Brit, it's like I'm living with Virgil. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for the UK legend, JME. Yeah.
I got a black ski mask, but I don't ski, but I snowboard, dashing MC off piece. If one of you try violate me, you get a punch in the face with a front door key. Box in the neck with a back door key. Box in the mat with an X6 key. Box in the eye with a fob I used to log into my HSBC. Talk about banks, kill with beef, run up in your girl's house. Two of my G's, get the money out, put the money in his back, then suffocate man with about 2 G's. Suffocate man with about 4 G's. Suffocate man, then I might just breathe. I'll bury man 2 foot shallow, ain't got time to dig 6 feet. Let's go! These MCs and rappers wanna chat about their syllables, their multis, their similes, all that. Then I come through with the ABC. Girls and man are like Jamie's D. Better pictures when they see me on street. Old school rude boy like Crazy D. All you man don't want it with me. Man, I'm bad boy MC. Say my name, JME. Nostradamus couldn't see me. Expelliarmus couldn't stop me. How can a man with a uni degree buzz up the mic and chat scream? Because the music originated and will always remain true.
Okay.
What about? Man don't care about flexing. You're plotting now. Man don't care about all that. Who's not allowed? Man don't care about all that. We just knock them out. Man don't care about all that.
What about?
Man don't care about all that.
Let's drop him out.
Man don't care about all that.
I just crop him out. Man don't care about all that. And he's forgot about. Cause man don't care about all that. Your hand wants to know we're walking the park. Artist geeks better pop up in your thoughts as an artist. Talk in the market, everybody wants to know we're walking the park. I walked in the party, sporting Armani, half of the crowd so sorted the bar, time to sort the chicks looking at me like, talk to me darling. Hollering at man, winking, smiling, I want to attack man. I think these ladies loving my black. Everyone suits same colour as Batman. I'm flipping like a 28 with the force of a jib. Anybody thinks they can talk to my clip? That's a portion of chips. Pour me a drink. Big fur jacket, that's the force of it. I used to be quiet, did that sort anything? I had to rap right when I bought me a walk with my them times then I skipped couple years, 07 the story. That was Holler Man in some heavy DOJs. They're looking for glory. Wanna be me so they can tell you a story. It'll get bloody and it'll get glory. That's the Mandarin so free. I got the sun them on so much. I love her. They try, but it could have been the man that had the. Yeah, I dropped him, he was just under 4. I told him at 2.
Let's get back to the, because I don't know if he was practicing. I don't know what's happening. You want to keep watching? Yeah. I mean, I don't even. Okay. Anyways, so what do you think about that?
Shout out to my black brothers over there. You know, but it was ass. You know, I would say that they should bring an American artist over, since you done brought over our people. You know, for entertainment. To get some real shit going on, you know, but it's nothing wrong with you trying to, you know, promote your own people or whatever. But besides old boy saying like flexing or whatever flexing he said at the end, like, dude, that's trash, man. None of that shit sounded good. I don't want to hear that shit. And all I kept hearing was men not hot. Men not hot. That's the only thing I heard. That's what you sound like. I can't take a British, because I started to ask, but he said it. I can't take a British rapper or anybody who's not American you know, I'm trying to be okay with the Canadians, you know, but if the accent is accent, and I'm not gonna be able to do that. But it wasn't in the dancers, you know. Okay, you know, shout out to the thick sisters out there, you know what I'm saying? But they was not. I didn't like the dance, and they wasn't sharp like dancers be. And I'm not even gonna say anything about America because I see people everywhere dancing. But the dancing 0 to 10, the dancing was like a 4, bro. If this is supposed to be a regular game, okay. But if this supposed to be like a highlight or something that's really like a version of the Super Bowl, they should have been a little. You could tell that.
I don't know if it was
a halftime performance, or you know, I don't know if they don't do halftime performances here on regular games. You know what I'm saying? It's only one halftime performance. Besides that, it's halftime. It is what the fuck it is. So that's why I said something about the Super Bowl, because that's the only place they have a halftime performance at. But this halftime performance was ass.
Yeah. You know, the beat was nice. I like the beat.
I was trying to get into it at first, but you know, I'm like, these niggas is, what is this, a British accent? What is this motherfucker talking about? I don't want to hear. I don't. Ugh.
It was kind of hard to listen to the lyrics because they were rapping. It's really hard to understand the words that they were saying. And I don't know if Giggs, is that his name? I don't know if he gave up midway through that last song, but it seemed like he was like, I don't know, ad-libbing. It was very I couldn't believe he was like ad-libbing. Like, I just couldn't believe it. It was crazy. But they also had someone sing the national anthem, which was actually based in good, true. But then they had someone sing like the English national anthem, which I didn't even know that English people, had a national anthem, which is actually crazy. We don't actually have to see it because the national anthem is extremely boring, right?
Broad stripes and bright stars through the pale.
Of the United Kingdom. Please welcome, from the London production of Hamilton, Jay Perry.
God save our gracious King, long live our noble King. God save the King. Set him victorious, happy and glorious, long to reign over us. God save the King.
God Save the King, right?
I think that is absolutely hilarious that I have heard that song several times and I've never known that was their song. I never knew that was their song. That's amazing. And I love how they kept the American flag up there on the field as well. That was,
Oh, they did? I thought they just
Hell
replaced it
no.
with the English flag.
No, they just moved that shit over. We ain't leave the field, goddamn it. They just moved it over and brought their shit too.
Oh shit.
I noticed shit like that.
But yeah, so what do you think about this?
My right to bear arms. When it hits you, it feels like a bear arm. Take your watch off your wrist, leave you with a bear arm.
Oh my God, crazy.
What do you think about that?
Bar God.
I don't know what the fuck that was, but what do you think about AI doing rap battles?
You know what? You know what? I'm wrong for this because you know I fuck with rap battle hard. I ain't even gonna motherfucking lie. Even though I don't respect like AI artists and stuff like that, I 100% will watch AI rap battle.
Oh,
Especially
it'd be way better than real rap battle.
I don't know about that now.
Oh, it'll be funny because they will be saying some
Do you
real
watch
funny
rap
shit.
battle though? If you watch rap battle, motherfuckers be on, they be killing some shit in that. You know what I'm saying? Especially if they had like an artist that just kept going. You know what I'm saying? Not just like, okay, these are just random AIs. But if you had this one random AI that just kept going, you know, it would be hilarious. But I love rap battle, and that was funny. She did have bars.
Yeah, she did. Because that's how they be as well. They be saying shit.
Holding this 50 cal, the Lord wouldn't give me something I couldn't handle. Shots from this led to balloons, bears, and candles.
God, so funny.
The bullet got your name and social on it. That's verified. It log into your soul as soon as the hammer slide. Ain't no mistaking the hit. This data never lied. You get around linked to your ID. That's personalized.
Wow. Crazy.
Walmart announced a partnership with OpenAI. Shoppers will be able to use ChatGPT to make purchases. The company hopes to make the shopping experience a little more proactive than reactive. Eventually, the software will learn to anticipate your needs at the store. The company has not released specific terms of the partnership, including when it will be available for shoppers.
So what do you think about AI or ChatGPT, not AI, being used for Walmart, and they're partnering up to do some sort of thing? Well, ChatGPT will probably let you know, like, oh, no, you need this shit. Probably send it straight to Walmart. It would probably be so like useful. What do you think about that?
I mean, I guess it would be cool. You know me, I have so many questions. Like, is it an app? Is it like them reminding you this is low, or you know what I'm saying? But
Gonna put us on game.
You want to know the truth? I ain't got no dreams no more. I am the dream. Oh, did he just say that? The crowd is turning.
Videos like this one of Martin Luther King have caused a divide across the internet. OpenAI's text-to-video engine Sora has put an end to users generating video content featuring Martin Luther King. This occurred after his daughter Bernice King made the request after some disrespectful depictions of MLK started coming out. In a joint statement with the King estate, OpenAI said it's pausing AI-generated depictions of civil rights icons to, quote, strengthen guardrails for historical figures. The company has acknowledged the free speech interests when it comes to AI generation, but says that the families and figures themselves should have final say on how their likeness is used. How do you feel?
So what do you think about that?
About this
I mean, I understand. I think it should be. Well, it don't apply to me, so I really can't say. But my opinion is maybe the voice, because anybody voice, you know, yeah, we know it sounds like Dr. King, but you know, okay, it's just a voice. But to have this image, you know, doing all of these things and stuff like that, I don't see anything wrong with the people or his family saying, hey, we ain't with this shit. We don't like, hey, this is not, because they feel like it's messing up his legacy, which some, I'm not saying people are not going to know who Dr. King is, but you know, when further generations only know this is all they gonna know. You know, they're not gonna, it waters down and takes away the greatness of what somebody did. Now, I never had a dream, and I've never did this or I've never did that, but I wouldn't want my motherfucking face in AI and doing all type of weird ass shit too. I think it should be some type of restrictions to that unless you opt in to have your stuff used. But I don't think people should just be able to take a motherfucking image and have them doing all type of shit. I don't think so.
Oh yeah, so you're supposed to get copyright on your face, your voice, pretty much all art. You know, so if I write down something on a piece of paper right now and it's original and it's my IP, I will own copyright over it. And if you were to do my shit and I got it, like, oh, I did this on this date, and I don't have copyright. Like, I uploaded a video of myself playing the guitar. I was playing a guitar riff. I uploaded it on Instagram. If a nigga were to take that guitar riff and play that shit on the song, I got copyright over that because I posted the shit on the internet. You know what I'm saying? And you're supposed to have copyright over your face, but I mean, I guess people can like take pictures of you and they will own the shit. But I thought you were supposed to have some sort of ownership over your own like
image.
Yeah, your own property, so a nigga can't just like record you and release you and shit without getting your approval. So I mean, that's what I thought, but it works different for each place. Paparazzi, they can take a picture of you and it'll be their picture. So there's art like there was a guy who was famous for taking pictures of people inside of people's apartments in New York, and he was doing it. He was selling the pictures because technically that was his IP, because you can do shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, so like you can go outside and take a picture of everybody, and so you don't own your shit, but you have copyright to you own your own IP. You are your own intellectual property, but you don't own it at the same time. But I feel like if you're taking I don't feel like AI or Sora. I feel like if they really wanted to do like what was logically or not like what makes sense, I feel like in what we know about ownership of rights to, because like they said, they weren't using Disney characters. So you can't use SpongeBob. I can't make a SpongeBob AI because Nickelodeon owns that. So why should somebody be able to make an AI of me or Aiden Ross, really anybody? I feel like OpenAI should make it where they create their own AI faces or their own thing, and they should remove it from all really figures at all, because people should own the right to their own likeliness and image. And you using or your app being allowed to use my face on your AI is really you taking my my own intellectual property. You're taking my right to expression. Like you're taking a lot of shit from me, and ultimately like people, they should, like the Supreme Court or just something should happen down the line, probably the next 10, 15, 5, whatever it needs to happen, where AI shouldn't be allowed to use anybody who's in real life likeness to depict really anything. It should be that way, especially with the way that this new Sora, that's what I think y'all should do. I mean, that's the only route, I believe. It's just fine.
People from like using people kids when they mad at them, doing ignorant ass shit, stupid ass stuff like that.
So, okay. Oh, wait. There we go. So the CEO of OpenAI had this to say. We made ChatGPT pretty restrictive to make sure we were being careful with mental health issues. We realized this made it less useful and enjoyable to many users who had no mental health problems. But given the seriousness of the issue, we wanted to get this right. Now that we have been able to migrate the serious mental health issues and now that we have been able to mitigate the serious mental health issues and have new tools, we are going to be able to safely relax the restrictions. In most cases, in a few weeks, we plan to put out a new version of ChatGPT that allows people to have a personality that behaves like what people liked about 4.0. So, ChatGPT 5 was released and people really didn't like it because ChatGPT was less human, less character, more more programmed words being responded to you, really less human. Some people were developing relationships with AI, falling in love with AI. Some people actually becoming like religious with AI, believing that AI is God. ChatGPT is like God has some connection to God, etc., or things beyond us, whatever. 5 really cut a lot of people's hopes. So in response, I think to the huge negative outcome of 5, I think that's why they're doing this next part where we'll get to it. This is in quotations. We hope it will be better. They're dropping the new shit. We hope it will be better. If you want ChatGPT to respond in a very human-like way. Oh, whoa. Human-like? With the dash? Was this made by AI? Come on, bro. Please don't tell me you made your shit with AI. I know you're the CEO of OpenAI, but please don't tell me you made this with AI. Come on, man. I thought I was reading real stuff made by a real person, man. Respond in a very human-like way or use a ton of emojis. Oh, wait. If you want, okay. Or use a ton of emojis or act like a friend. Oh, ChatGPT. Oh, okay. I understand. So they were saying that for people, like I said, people were getting into a relationship And I'm like, oh, so these are causing people to mentally can become ill because, you know, some niggas were Dr. Mike, you know, Mr. Girl, you know, some niggas were going crazy off of this AI. So I'm like, oh, so y'all niggas crazy? Okay, we're going to tune it down. And then they're like, okay, we need to bring this shit up. So I understand what's happening now. ChatGPT should do it, but only if you want it, not because we are usage maxing. Okay, so they're saying like I can be like, hey, my nigga, I need you to be my friend right now. So, okay, that's nice. In December, as we roll out age, gaining more fully. Oh, so what? I'm gonna have to. I already got a ChatGPT account. What's I'm gonna have to get an account more fully, and as part of our treat adult users like adults principle, we will now allow even more like erotic and for verified adults. You know, so you know, they're basically, you know, people are saying that, you know, porn will be involved. You know, you can basically ask. Well, I don't know how it's gonna work. Basically, you know, they're removing the filters. You know. So what do you think about that? This had 18 million views. So what do you think about that? I think
it's funny that at 4, it was human-like, and you know, people were, you know, I can't think of the word right now, but people were being consumed by AI and, you know, not living in reality and all of those things, and having girlfriends and all type of stuff, living this wild life. Then they go to 5 and they say, no, we're going to change our mind about that. You know, we're going to make it more, you know what I'm saying? And then the next one, they take it further than 4. Well, they tried to change it. Now they adding porn and everything else. Yeah, okay, it's cool that, you know, you make sure stuff is age restricted and stuff like that. But I think it's funny that it was here, and then it was like, no, we're going to take it here. And then they went all the way backwards for the next rollout. I think that's funny. But, I mean, I get it. You got to do what works and what gets people coming. And if they didn't like it being all hut to, then make some adjustments, which is okay. You know, if you got age restriction stuff or do whatever it takes to tweak it, then it is what it is. I don't have much experience with ChatGPT. I think I might have maybe asked 2 questions or something, so I'm not tuned in. How long have they been around?
I don't know, about a year. But so I think because of RFK, I'm blaming RFK. I know he removed artificial colors. I don't know. Some of these health people are really insane. So my assumption, because he's in charge of like the FDA, or he has some very extremely overly 100% he's not qualified. Some extremely high position. Hold on, wait. Oh, this is really bad. Okay, so he really, basically what I thought he was, he literally is. Okay, so he's really the high up as far as health goes in America, and he's part of the Trump cabinet. And I don't know. Just know that he, you know, is in a very high position of power. And basically what I believe is that, you know, they're moving the threshold of what is allowed, you know, lower, so that all of these things that was already previously fine are being seen to be not fine because the threshold was lowered, I believe. Now certain things all have lead up in it. Like everything has lead up in it, you know. And some of these things are like, oh, well, listeria is caused by this. Like, okay, that's listeria. Now they're thinking like, oh, well, the corn dogs have wood chips in them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, okay, well, I don't know. Like, how is this being figured out? Like, what are the methodology y'all coming? Because y'all doing too much with this shit. You know what I'm saying? Let's get to it. Oh, so this is a study out of California.
Protein powder is one of the most popular health and fitness supplements on the market right now, but it's not regulated or approved by the FDA. Well, a recent analysis by Consumer Reports revealed several protein powders contain high levels of lead. Some even have more than 10 times the amount that experts say is safe to consume in a...
Me personally, I'm not going to stop drinking the protein powder. I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? But,
Me neither. Because the protein powder that I drink... When I knew I wanted to start taking protein, I did a deep dive research, 8 hours of different ones, of what the ingredients was, what was the best. So I'm confident in one that I use. I don't give a damn. I don't give a fuck what they say. I'm still gonna take. Because if that's the case, we might as well fast bread and water. Yeah. Then the bread gonna get on the recall.
And the water gonna have lead.
A new study is casting doubt on just how healthy some protein powders and shakes are. Consumer Reports say it tested samples of nearly 24 brands and says about 70% contain more lead in a single serving than its expected recommended people ingest in an entire day. Two specific products, Naked Nutrition's Vegan Mass Gainer and Huel's Black Edition powder, allegedly contained well over 10 times the daily recommended limit. In a statement to CBS News, Naked Nutrition said third-party testing, quote, confirmed that no heavy metals exceeded FDA reference intake levels for adults, including for sensitive groups such as women of childbearing age. A spokesperson for Huel told CBS News its products undergo regular independent testing and they are completely safe to consume. While there are no widespread federal guidelines for dietary lead limits, no amount of consumption is considered safe.
Those glasses thing, you know what I'm saying? It was kind of hidden, you know what I'm saying? But
His little sharp lining.
oh yeah, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I was wondering because I'm like, well, are they being deceitful with the packaging label, or you know what I'm saying, that it's saying it got less lead than it does, or is that not in there, or what? Why are you testing, like, what? Because like if everything is on there, then a lot of people don't just read the ingredients to things. Some people just pick shit up and just go, you know. Some people don't do a lot of research on other things. But I was curious about that. I'm like, how the fuck, you know? So to hear that they are testing it and stuff like that, because I'm like, is somebody lying or something? How the fuck do we know this now?
Yeah, well, luckily, because of capitalism, if one brand is exposed to actually being detrimental to our health, it will just, nobody will buy it, and then the brand will fail and just go into the company would die. But I wasn't going to go find the article that they were finding to research this myself, so I'm just gonna take this lady's word on it. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not gonna time to do that shit.
Hey, did you see that report that was published that said that most protein powders, especially the chocolate organic ones, have lead and other heavy metals in them? I did hear about that evaluation, which was conducted by a nonprofit called the Clean Label Project. It's important to understand that the methodology they were working with was primarily through California's state law of Prop 65, which uses very strict limits that are not reflective of federal.
That is if you eat these White Castle burgers, you will get cancer. So that is the same thing. I just want you to know that.
No,
AKA.
Oh, okay.
It's actually a warning on White Castle burgers. Like the packaging is actually a warning that say that shit. It's crazy.
Yeah, but if you drink beer, you will get cancer. You know what I'm saying? They might as well do that. You get cancer from all type of stuff. A lot of shit is carcinogenic.
They were testing these products against a more strict framework. Plus, we don't know how samples were selected or what their internal criteria was for contamination. The main aspect of Prop 65 for heavy metals is that it imposes a 1,000-fold safety factor below the level where no harmful effects are observed, which is pretty significant. If protein powders were tested in this study and showed heavy metal results that exceeded Prop 65 lead and heavy metal standards, that could still mean that they are well within limits where there are no harmful effects because the dosage is still so low. It also makes sense that plant-based protein powders have a much higher amount of heavy metals in them because heavy metals are commonly found and naturally found in the soil. Despite issues with the report, I'm glad that there is a level of questioning against products that commonly have a health halo, and it's important for consumers to know that supplements and protein powders can claim to be all natural, but they don't necessarily mean that they're 100% safe products. No, protein will cure me of almost any disease.
So, you know what I'm saying? This white woman, I don't know what she said was true, but I'm just going to put my faith in her that she knows what she's talking about. What do you think about what she was talking about?
Well, I like to hear that because it goes back to the episode that we watched when it was talking about the difference between natural organic and natural, So like she said, okay, natural, we realize now natural don't mean shit. And that natural don't even mean that it's approved by the FDA, right? You know what I'm saying?
Marketing. Yeah.
So for them to trying to down organic or whatever,
certain things don't exist.
But it's
like
funny,
jelly and shit.
Right? It's funny, that they said, okay, organic will have more of this because it's found in the fucking soil, or it makes fucking sense.
Yeah. But speaking of lead,
on the Health Watch now, it is one of the world's most popular spices, but cinnamon could be a health hazard. The FDA has identified 20 brands of ground cinnamon it says contain high levels of lead. The agency says prolonged exposure to the products could lead to elevated lead in the blood. So far, 16 of the brands have issued voluntary recalls. To see all 20 brands in question, log on to FDA.gov.
Nigga said voluntary recalls. I never heard that word before.
Yeah.
You can bring this shit back if you want to, my nigga.
I want to know, when did lead make a comeback? Like, did it fall silent in the background and was never really left? Because when I was younger, lead was a really big thing. Like, man, I don't want to say too much because I don't know what's accurate because I was younger. But I remember it was a big thing about lead, and certain landlords that was getting on their ass because the paint that they used and the paint chips got lead and all type of stuff, and it was causing all type of problems. So like lead was like a serious thing when I was younger. I don't know if they was like just now discovering the fucked up shit about it or whatever, but to hear everything saying lead, like lead was so bad when I was younger, I thought it like disappeared. You know what I'm saying? Like it just went away. And now to hear all of this shit, like when the fuck did lead make a comeback? Lead is threatening us now because it's people who, where was lawsuits, you know, if you have ever taken this pill, you could be, you know, part of the, like that's how the shit was with lead, like asbestos and all that shit. Motherfuckers was suing and getting paid and all type of shit. So when the fuck did lead make a comeback that is in every fucking thing?
Yeah, it's crazy. Oh yeah, but speaking of,
Ben's Original has issued a recall of some of its ready rice products. The company said the products could potentially contain small, naturally occurring stones originating from the rice farm. The affected rice packages were sold at major retailers nationwide over the last 2 months before being pulled off shelves this week. So far, no reports of injuries or illnesses related to the products. For more information on the affected products, you can go to our website, today.com.
thought it was gonna be laid up in the motherfucking Ben's rice, but
I don't know if I'm supposed to say this or not, but I really miss seeing Uncle Ben's face.
I don't know who that is. The old black nigga who was on the thing? He not on there no more.
No, you know when all of that ancient mama shit and all of that was going on.
Oh, they got
and
super
people
woke
was
and they got rid of it.
up in uproar. Yeah, they
some
took
people
him
are
off of that. I was
so
surprised they didn't take the
that they removed
Quaker
that
Oat man. They was talking shit about him too, but I see he,
Nah, he's a white man.
You
He
know.
ain't going nowhere.
stayed the test of time.
But oh, I gotta go to the bathroom. I gotta pee. You ready?
Yeah.
So NBA YoungBoy went to Atlanta, and they canceled Chicago show, and they canceled his Detroit show, and he went to Atlanta. He performed "I Hate YoungBoy," and I think he dissed Lil Baby. Hold on, wait. So on top of this tour, we all know that NBA YoungBoy and OTF got beef because of King Von starting to beef with NBA YoungBoy. So King Von started to beef with NBA YoungBoy first, exactly. And you know, he also went to attack Quando Rondo. So when you think about it, you know, I don't mean to hurt anybody's feelings, but King Von's events and his decisions led to his own, you know, demise. But you know, after the beef, Lil Durk, he was way bigger than NBA YoungBoy. He had all his homies join his side. It was like a pick a side thing. 21 Savage talk about it. You know, you on Durk side or you on YB side, but you know, niggas is fake. You know what I'm saying? So now that Durk is in jail, every nigga is switching their sides. Lil Baby unfollowed Lil Durk, and now he's, you know, trying to click up with YB. So basically, all these niggas who was siding against YB for Durk are now switching back to sides. But what did that happen? 4 years later, you know, man, niggas ain't nothing, man. Niggas, when you go to jail, don't expect your niggas to be there for you, I guess. But you know, he ended up performing his diss. before before this, right? The governor or the state of Georgia and Cook County, or not Cook County, Fulton County had awarded him with some sort of award or something, you know, like those niggas in Kansas did, you know, some stop the violence shit. And he brought them on stage for that, right? And then dissed what Gucci Man, what 4L, what he's a part of an Atlanta gang, right? NBA boy is Atlanta blood, right? Oh, that's what they say, right? So he dissed what 4PF, Lil Baby, Gucci Mane. I don't know who did he diss what that little bitch that 4L, huh? I guess you can say King Von's sister, 21 Savage, same thing, right? So he dissed those niggas in their own city, performing a diss, and he got what he got. Y'all niggas are getting Rico. This nigga, he got the motherfucking key to the no, not the city, but the key to the state. He getting awarded all type of shit. So what do you think about him performing this diss, and they canceled the day after this? After they performed, what do you think about him performing the diss and dissing those niggas in their city while also getting rewarded by the governments of the place?
I don't know, because I want to say Atlanta came out and said something, and they like, "Hey, nigga, that wasn't Atlanta."
That was Atlanta, but it was a county and it was the state. So ultimately, it don't really matter.
Exactly, and that's how I feel. I feel like it don't matter, but I feel like they feel that it matter. You know what I'm saying?
It does matter. Atlanta, it does matter, considering that they Rico and y'all slime, King Slime, Young Slime Life, like Axe said, Young Slime Life. That gang got Rico, but King Slime, aka Green Flag, Make America Slime Again. That nigga, he's coming and he's getting. That would have been crazy. It was Atlanta and it was giving that nigga keys.
Man.
After Rico.
Is he from? You said he from Atlanta?
He from an Atlanta gang, but he not from Atlanta. He from
okay.
Louisiana.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I'm talking about Young Boy.
Yeah,
I thought Young Boy was from Louisiana.
Mm-hmm.
But if he from
he's from New Orleans. Is New Orleans is that a state, or is what? New Orleans, is that a state as well? Oh no, it's a city.
Yeah.
Louisiana. Okay.
Right.
I was about to say, it's a city, not a state. Good.
Yeah.
Okay. Never mind.
Yeah, but if Young Boy is in an Atlanta gang,
Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
You said Young Boy is in an Atlanta gang.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Right, 4L.
Then it don't matter who he dissing. If he in Atlanta, shit, he in the gang. What difference do it make if he in a gang from there? You know what I'm saying? But I like Young Boy. You know, and I think it's funny. I shouldn't probably think it's funny. I think it's funny that they did that and then he performed, because so what? I don't know. That's just how I feel. That's how I feel. I feel like I think it was base.
Yeah, so how I see NBA Young Boy is he's like the I don't know, how do I let me think. I don't know how to really phrase this, but he's like, he's the king of rap. Like accent, he's the king of rap now. He has rap on his back. Basically, he's carrying the whole genre essentially. He has the flag, and he's pretty much the last one with the torch. He has the torch, and I feel like nobody's gonna carry the torch. Me personally, I feel like he's gonna be the last great rap star ever. And that's how I feel. You know what I'm saying? He's the first one to come up. Everybody respects him in the industry. He's the nigga who the girls want to smash, and the niggas want to be like as far as rap. So he has the rap torch. He is the king of rap. He can go to your city, perform a diss song at you, and get honored by the governments that stand above your city. So he's the king of rap. He has the torch, and he's the last great one in my opinion. That's how I feel like
I'm not comparing him to Kendrick, but I'm saying, what's the difference between Kendrick going to Toronto, performing not like us? The fans
nobody died behind that. King Von got popped in Atlanta. Dirk was in Atlanta for years, living in Atlanta.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
That is true. I wasn't looking at that angle. I was looking at it as a motherfucker singing a diss song in a motherfucking city. That's how I was looking at it. You know what I'm saying? And if motherfuckers there rocking with that shit and singing with that, I don't know, like, shouldn't you be mad at the motherfuckers in the city for not showing loyalty to you? I don't know.
Ain't no city loyal.
Show ain't. Motherfuckers ain't loyal either.
Yeah. But good for Eminem Boy. So
that was the first time he performed it. Usually he play it at the end but that was the first time he actually performed it. So, where else you supposed to perform it at? I guess.
Yeah, nowhere else.
Say it like that,
Chicago and Atlanta. But so you know, certain niggas, in Milwaukee, I feel like they do what other niggas. They see other niggas do stuff and they do it. I feel like they follow trends a lot of fabs. Like they dress. Like you see certain niggas dress a certain way, you dress it. See certain niggas wearing glasses, you wearing glasses. See certain niggas talking a certain way, you do it the same. I don't know. I don't know if it's my city that makes me kind of feel the way I do about being black or the black experience or rap music and street culture and black culture. Maybe because in my city they're all kind of like connected, so I just assume that it's just like that. Well, all black culture or all black people everywhere. So it may not be, but in my city niggas have decided. I don't know what's happening, but some nigga came up with some dance. I don't know what's happening. And like like I said, if a nigga does something in Milwaukee and they see other niggas do it, some niggas will do it. But like I don't know what's happening. Like I don't know if this shit is real. I don't know if these niggas are trolling. I don't know what the fuck these niggas are doing. But like niggas are doing some different type shit, man. So like, look at this shit, man. This is real, by the way.
Slim waist, big booty, I'm a whacker down. My nigga in the cut, in the party with them smacks around. I'm his thick little bitch, I bubble real fat and juicy, it's some ass around. Precious got a wump and it's quaking on my dime. Little Asia booty little, but it's water where you at on my...
What do you think about it?
I'm sorry, but I don't think that's gay. And I don't think
Did you see that nigga moving his leg like...
I did. I don't think that... You know what I'm saying? I get people saying zesty and all of that. I don't think that's gay. I don't think that just because somebody dance like that, that make them gay. And I'm sorry, like I would not date a nigga that dance like that.
All right.
I wouldn't.
Okay, no, but let's just... Okay, so first off, all right.
Okay, the hands on the knees.
The hands are on the knees.
The hands are on the knees. The ass is
the
to
ass
the
work
back.
is poking out.
It is.
And it's being arched. The back is being arched. The back is being arched, and things are popping.
It's going back and forth. It is.
So okay.
It is. And he, he put the little wine in it. He did.
By the way, this is downtown. Niggas are doing this downtown. This is what we do.
Yeah.
Okay, so to jump up,
he clapping the cheeks.
He's smacking it.
Yeah.
And his man's is like, damn, I didn't know we was doing it that gay. But that's what I seen the nigga spread his shit. But
I have seen a nigga do that before.
Let's do it.
He threw the hip.
You see how he's doing that bounce?
Yeah.
That bounce. That right there with the one leg. Come on, man. Why are you? Look at this. Are we dead ass? Do you see this?
I'll be hyping him up. Now what? I'm not gonna lie. I don't think that that's gay. I see what people talking about and stuff like that. I don't think that's gay. If I see a nigga dance like that, I wouldn't just assume that he gay. I don't have a problem with it. I love it. I'm not saying that I'm for it, but I'm not against it. These little niggas is out here having fun, and I don't care. I'm with the shits. Like, I go for different things. Like, I don't know. Young niggas love me. I don't know why. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not saying I date a young ass nigga like this, but what I'm saying is, if I was dating and I was dating a little nigga that danced like this, I wouldn't give a fuck. I'll be hyping him up. Now, I'm not gonna lie, this ain't nobody that I wouldn't take nobody serious like this. We might, even if we together for a while, this ain't somebody that I would like walk down the aisle with and no shit like that. But if I'm just freely...
Whoa. Why wouldn't you walk down the aisle? Why is that the step too far? Based off of the dance.
That's
entirely.
a step too far, because even though I have a problem with you throwing ass, I would have a problem with you throwing ass for the rest of your life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if this is a young nigga thing, and then like when you grow out of this fast or dancing or whatever, or when this get old. But if I thought that, you would be, I don't know, like, if I was fucking with somebody like 26 and under, this would be okay. But if I'm fucking with a nigga that's like 32 and shit like that, you know what I'm saying, and you dancing like this, then I'm like, you kind of, ain't you past this? Or okay. But me, I'm more free. I accept a lot of things, and I like a dancing ass nigga. Not saying that I like Chris Brown or something like that, but I like to have fun. I can't dance. I don't got no rhythm or none of that, but I still like to dance. If a song come on, I don't give a fuck if I'm in Foot Locker or something. I will dance. Not saying I'm twerking and all that type of shit, but if I want to two-step or whatever, and I want to come to my man because he know this the song that we be dancing off of when we be doing dishes and shit. I want you to dance back. I don't want no stone-ass, hard-ass motherfucker, you know what I'm saying, where you just hold up the wall at the club and shit. Come on, let's have fun. You know what I'm saying? Now, I don't know. I don't know what I could see to make me think like, yeah, that shit gay right there. Okay, if they dancing like that and then maybe one of their homies coming behind them like, you know what I'm saying? Then maybe. But besides that, I don't see I don't see anything wrong with it. I see what people saying, but I personally don't have a problem with it. I don't see nothing wrong with it.
Strange.
Party with the smacks around. I'm his thick little bitch. I be
What about this?
Because it's not like they just popping ass the whole entire song. So what they got their hands on the knees for a couple of seconds and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
What about? Come on, bro. Ain't no way. Come on, bro. Really? This nothing.
I don't have a problem with it. I'm geeking it up. Now, if you have mannerisms,
jeez,
the duck face and all that, why you doing it? Okay,
whoa.
That's extra.
Why not do a duck face? Ain't you supposed to do it? How you doing all that and you not doing the duck face?
If
You're supposed to be stiff face when you doing it?
I just have you could be regular face. You ain't gotta be, you know what I'm saying?
Nah,
but like
you're
I
supposed
don't agree with
do
Drake.
the duck face,
with
stick
his
your
damn
tongue out and do all
duck
that.
faces and all of that type of shit. Like I don't what is you doing?
Shut up, chicken.
I think it's hilarious.
That's funny. So funny. Anyways, you know, these niggas, it's not a good look, bro. Like, it's not a bad look.
I'm a whacker down, my nigga in the cut, in the party with them smacks around. I'm his thick little bitch, I be whacking down. Bubba, real fat and juicy, it's some ass around. Precious got a and it's quaking on my dime. Little Asia booty little, but it's water where you at on my.
See, you know what I'm saying? I never seen a nigga do this in real life, but you know, it'd be a lot of internet shit about Milwaukee that I'm like, this is internet shit that translate into real life, and I be confused.
That is true, because a lot of this shit you don't fucking see.
A lot of this shit be on the internet.
A lot of this shit you don't see.
But some niggas be doing it in real life. That'd be even more shocking when I see internet shit kind of transpire. Like niggas speaking certain lingo that niggas was saying. Like I heard certain.
Big booty, I'm a whacker down, my nigga in the cut, in the party with them smacks around. I'm his thick little bitch, I be whacking down.
I think we get it. So, you know, me personally, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say, you know, anything about this, you know, as far as what's right or wrong or what, you know, somebody can and cannot do, because you know a nigga can do what they want to do. But I'm assuming this is some sort of internet trend and niggas are hopping onto this. I mean, I don't, you know what I'm saying? To me, it's kind of like selling your soul. You know, I feel like niggas are selling their soul for clout on the internet. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if niggas is doing this in real life. I don't know. I mean, I don't know what's happening. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if these niggas are real, like, or is this like an elaborate troll? If they're like, oh, we about to do this dance so we can get views on TikTok. I don't know what's happening. But me, I'm just going, you know what I'm saying? It's just, you know, niggas do that. They did it, you know, earlier. I thought they would stop. But, you know, I mean, niggas, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what to say.
Lost for words.
I don't know what to say. Anyways, you know, like we say.
Green. The purple shit for real sippers. Go pop a bean. I speak the truth, no lie. I'm not from New Orleans. Don't ride this way. I walk around with big machines.
I raised the gator in the penthouse, yeah, of course. Granny trapping in Chiclette, I selling Fetty off the porch. I'm from the bottom, bikini bottom. Who knew Patrick be a star? 5-star restaurants, a bad bitch eating caviar. I'm sipping lean, like to mix it with the cream. Like Rock and Ricky Owen jeans. Just 5 the Glocky 17. Straight dumb.
I shit about the full song instead of just this clip, you know what I'm saying? But what do you think about what appears to be Skrilla
I was
rapping?
gonna say, is that 6'7"?
Oh yeah, let's watch this full video because to me, it sounded like my boy Lil Yachty was getting super out rapped, and I was like, I just couldn't believe that Yachty was getting out rapped like that.
I didn't want to seem like I was trying to be shady.
Yeah, but that was my boy Yachty.
I thought so.
And Skrilla was killing that motherfucking beat. But hold on, wait.
Ever find yourself working in a
But
school?
what do you think about Skrilla, aka 6'7"? What do you think about him, 6'7" and still going strong? You know,
Hey,
collaborating with Lil Yachty.
You gotta, keep it going. You can't get comfortable and go to sleep. You gotta sleep when you're dead. No, I'm just playing.
Ha ha ha, funny but true.
Yeah.
But we gonna react to that video after we get to the eternal meme. So what do you think about 6'7" lasting? What you just figure out about a year and maybe a couple months. So about a year long meme has been going strong. It's actually peaking right now. Like it's peaking. Niggas are just now figuring out what 6'7" is, like old people and shit. So what do you think about 6'7" being the longest meme ever in the history of the world?
I don't know.
Well, not longest meme ever, but longest meme as far as internet meme.
Right.
Memes
I
have
don't
existed
know
for
what
thousands of years.
memes are considered as, because like meanings to words keep changing.
Meme,
I know, but I'm saying for people to say that's the longest one, I think that's funny, because I didn't think a year was. Yeah, but I just think of things like this. The black guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know that been around. Is that not considered a meme anymore?
It would be technically. It's not the longest meme.
Oh, okay,
ever.
because like stuff like that. So when
Rick
I hear
Ashley,
people
the
say,
never gonna give you up is still a thing. But I don't ever see anybody get Rick Roll. So that's been around for like 13 years. It's like the invention of the internet.
Yeah.
That comes from like 4chan from like 2004. So I guess there's older memes, but this is like the longest internet meme. Like internet exclusively. Like I don't know. What do you think about it being a year long? I mean, I would say it's the longest. If we look at the initial start of a meme and its existence in a culture at like a high level, I guess we would say this is the highest level it's been culturally. A meme has been like because I feel like memes they kind of hit peaks and then low. Like peak as far as its quality, it's funny and we all know about it, and then eventually with all memes they kind of go and they kind of stop becoming cool and they kind of become lame, right? And I guess a meme is only good or alive if it's not lame. So, like if I could say, damn Daniel with the white Vans, or 21, or what are those? You know what I'm saying? You would be like, what the fuck? That's not, I could start saying that shit, and technically that would be the longest meme, but it's not cool, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
but this is like the longest, coolest meme ever.
I still say every time I hear 21, I just can't help but to hear that 21. I can't help but to hear it. I can't help but to hear it. Well, God bless.
Trader Joe's is
So what do you think about
in
that?
an apparently sticky situation over its crustless PB&J sandwiches. Smucker's, home of the Uncrustable, is filing a lawsuit saying that the TJ's version is an obvious copycat. A rep for Smucker's tells NBC News it's enforcing its trademark and protecting its distinct sandwich design. The company says Trader's needs to stop selling the crustless PB&J and deliver their stock to Smucker's to be destroyed. But they'll also have to pay some damages if they lose. Trader Joe's did not immediately respond to our request for comment, but we will, of course, stay on the Uncrustable wars.
I thought they said 6'7", but I guess they didn't say in this video. It must have been the other video where they said 6'7". Damn, I wish I would have had that other video. But it was a news clip where they said, oh, but it's something 6'7", and they were talking about that. But what do you think about Trader Joe's obviously stealing, fucking the design from, if you read the trademark law, there's different types of trademarks. You can get a word trademark, you can get a phrase trademark, you can get a design trademark. If they have that design trademark, then it's obviously that Trader Joe's are stealing it. So what do you think about Trader Joe's because, like I said, it's 3 different types of
Trader
trademarks.
Joe's is in an apparently sticky...
There's like different classes of trademarks, and there's actually like hundreds of different types, but 3 main ones, like there's a patent, trademark, and copyright. But what do you think about Crustables? And this is the Trader Joe's. What do you think about Crustables saying, nigga, y'all stealing our shit, give me your shit so I can destroy your shit? Oh, we going to court. What do you think about that?
First of all, fuck you, because I'm not giving you shit. If something needs to be destroyed, I'll destroy it myself. Thank you very much. Kiss my ass. Second, if they got it trademarked, okay, they have it trademarked. But lastly, I'm just really surprised because every fucking brand got a bootleg version of fucking everything. So what the fuck is the difference? Crustables Yeah, with the little fork print in the design, and I get that, but I'm saying like they have off-brand of. I'm quite sure they have Kroger Crustables that look fucking the same. They got like it's just surprising because it's.
I've never seen anything like this that wasn't Uncrustables ever in my life ever.
Really?
I've never seen an off-brand version of this ever. I only seen Crustables, Smuckers. But
yeah, because it's all type of like generic stuff that's obviously rip-offs of the name brand things, and you know, I just thought that was just part of.
Yeah, maybe you don't understand exactly what Crustables own. They don't own.
Yeah,
sandwiches they
design.
own.
So they could have made it just like that and not put the little ripples on the side, or they could have had it square or something like that.
Triangle.
Or you know what I'm saying? I get it, but it's just like, you know, even if things are not to the T, it's just like all stores got knockoffs of, but I get it. You know, get your motherfucking money, I guess. Like, is it just you standing on business, or like have you noticed that that's affecting your pockets, or it's like fuck these fake ass motherfuckers, nigga, this ours, and just run with it?
They stealing, you know, you stealing somebody else's shit. You can't do that. But so you know, South Park, who you know really, you know, I don't know. I mean, I don't want to hate on South Park, but you know, I seen the first season. It was good. You know, I'll watch it again, but it wasn't the funniest show I ever seen in my life. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, that's funny. You know what I will say though? I'd rather watch South Park over Family Guy. But I don't know. I was skimming through the first 6 episodes, and I just couldn't really understand the way that they was delivering the jokes. I'm like, oh, I didn't know they delivered jokes in this way. Like, they just kept cutting away from shit. I'm like, oh shit, I forgot about that shit. But you know, the South Park and Family Guy are real beef. Like, those niggas at South Park hate Family Guy because they don't, you know, South Park, they're really big in, oh, we start an episode like this and everything is linear from start to finish in our episodes and we don't cut away from anything and it's all about the story. You know what I'm saying? That's how they are. But, you know, they were releasing this new season ahead of Trump 2 that was extremely political, and their first episode after they got $1 billion to move to Paramount Plus was to poke fun at Trump, and then they had the next episode where they were making fun of Charlie Kirk. And as you know, bad things are going to happen to Charlie Kirk, so a lot of episodes. Now, this season only has like episodes, and they pulled the episodes from Charlie Kirk. So my assumption is that they had a lot of political episodes, maybe some of which were directly involved in Charlie Kirk. Because like I said, Charlie Kirk was, like I said, he was like one of the most popular people. I'm assuming that they had to pull back. So what do you think about, some people have complained about South Park being too political or whatever. Some people always say that when, it goes against what they believe. But what do you think about them pulling back all the episodes, only having 8 seasons this episode, and this being their last episode? This is their whole episode is about this right here. Fuck, it's muted. Okay, the whole episode is this right here. What? I can't. What was I saying? What was that? What do you have to think about what I said before?
I haven't tuned into South Park in a while. I used to. It used to be funny, but sometimes it's just you got to tap out. It's been around for a really, really, really long time. But I'm not even gonna lie. It's known for being edgy, so I wouldn't have pulled the episodes. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? Like R.I.P. No, bless the family and all of that. But this is what we known for. We had these episodes already. I'm not pulling that shit. I mean, even if we were talking about him and doing all of that, this was made when he was here. You know what I'm saying? It's not like, we had bad taste and we made all of these jokes after he passed away. I'm going to say after he was murdered. I hate when people say passed away when somebody was murdered or assassinated. And they are the type of people that I can see them being the type of people that talk shit about motherfuckers who's dead after the fact, But I'm not even going to lie. I would not have pulled not one episode unless I accidentally predicted the future or what would happen. If it was an episode like that, I wouldn't play that episode. But every other one, hey, I'm sorry. I'm keeping them all. I'm not going to have 13, 15, 17 episodes and then go down to 8 because this unfortunately happened to him and now it's not content anymore. I'm keeping it because that's what it's fucking South Park. You hear how they talking that shit? Or how they did. I haven't tuned in a while. I'm not doing no shit like that. Like we already some Halo ass motherfucking show. We rocking with it. We rolling it. It's controversy. Fuck it. Talk about us.
Yeah, South Park is funny. You know, I think Rick and Morty. After I seen Rick and Morty and then Solar Opposites, I just can't view like animation shows the same unless they're being funny, and they're doing a whole bunch of crazy shit on top of being funny. I don't know, but this is what the whole episode was about. By the way, this is a 20-year plus show.
6, 7! Oh, hey, Annie, ladies. Did you guys do your homework last night? I tried to, but I got stuck on problem 6 and 7. 6, 7! Hey, Eric.
I know, Butters, I know. Don't do it to me. It's too funny.
But I just did a 6, 7 with Annie and Megan at the same time.
Yeah, 5 minutes ago I snuck up on Wendy and totally 6-7'd her from behind.
Wow!
Hey, Scott, how's your diabetes, man?
My diabetes?
Yeah, what's your A1C at?
6 point something. 6, 7!
Oh my God, so fucking funny.
It is so fucking funny.
Hilarious.
But what do you think about them making an entire episode about 6, 7 in and off their season with the episode?
Yeah, I think it's funny.
What do you think about Skrilla bringing out the lawyer from the 6, 7 video? And I think they did leak the 6, 7 video. Crazy about this is when the first song like leaked on TikTok, everybody in the comments was like, "This is trash." Everybody was saying it was trash, and it was only known for the Baby Shark. Like they were only playing that Baby Shark, do, and then it would end. It would, and then it would do the 6, 7, and like, and that part came after the Baby Shark, the do part, which was the part that I kept hearing on TikTok. It was crazy.
Yeah, that's funny. At first, I was gonna wonder like if he said the N word, because I'm quite sure my boy said the N word in the song. But how he was going all crazy in the office and stuff like that, I already know he know how to mute, quiet, all of that during that part. You know what I'm saying? But I think it's lit that he broke him out because you know what I'm saying. Obviously, he a fan. He passionate about it. He went viral, so fuck it.
He a fan.
Yeah, fuck it.
But he also ended up linking up with the 6, 7 kid. Probably one of the most famous kids in America, right? He's very egotistical. He's a kid though. He's like, oh, my meme, greatest meme ever. Oh, I'm better than the 41 guy. He is.
Yeah, okay, backpack kid.
Who was that? The I be flossing dude.
Yeah, I'm saying don't like ride the wave off one thing and think that you something that you're not. No shade to Backpack Kid because I heard he really be like trying to do music and stuff like that. But
this dumbass cat to be sliding off of me and
I know
almost sliding on the floor like you idiot.
I'll let her. You know they always land on their feet anyway.
No, not her. She is. She's gonna
a
pull this all out and all type of
she
stuff.
is. But like what was the mask about? You know, because that's not.
He always got me having. That's been his thing recently.
Okay, because I'm like, can you really like, you know, boast about the picture if the person's face isn't really showing, or you could talk shit just because you know who's really behind the mask. And then like, I was wondering about the mask. Like, is that to like
worried about that?
The face card, you know what I'm saying? Is you trying to, you know, not let motherfuckers. I'm just curious, like, well, what the fuck was the mask about?
Yeah.
Maybe he ain't gonna smoke with the little kid.
Yeah, listen to the song. Let's see.
We rich forever, dirty money never clean. I got some cream. I done got my bitch on drugs and I done got my dog on lean. Don't ask me what I'm sipping, nigga. This codeine, promethazine, not sipping green. Bodie walk shit down and now shit flee the scene. So many shooters, expensive hats, my shooters walk down in Margiela. You Saint Laurent, Ricky, own designer, pill box in his leather. Switch type of feather trigger shooters, gift a nigga wings. I'm rolling 90 milligram, I'm 10 milligrams away from beans. a milli, make a nigga a milli, rock his ass right to the coffin. Wet Willie, put a hole in nigga head like he a dolphin. Free Willie, free 40, cops took shooters off the market. Just an artist, when I'm hanging with the game, become a target. God.
Brief intermission, neck twisting, type of diamonds got them glitching, type of money that I'm getting, turn your Christian, hallelujah. Twin of Taylor, when it's beefy, coming suture, poor deucer, poor 3. Lot of niggas want my head, but heated convos cute to me. It's never action, like a movie with no green light. Niggas meet me real time and say I'm never what it seem like. How to drink, if you ever wondering what rich fiends look like, burn the dope cause he can't cook right. Go to school. I was cracking cars for new Margiela shoes. Heard your man got sent to jail for moving dope that bought a mule. I'm in Philly, right with Skrilla off the drink. Try not to drool. You pour a line, it's not for you. Go sip some green. The purple shit for real sippers. Go pop a bean. I speak the truth, no lie. I'm not from New Orleans. Don't run this way. I walk around with big machines.
I raised the gator in the penthouse, yeah, of course. Granny trapping in Chicleta, selling Fetty off the porch. I'm from the bottom, bikini bottom. Who knew Patrick be a star? 5-star restaurants, a bad bitch eating caviar. I'm sipping lean, like to mix it with the cream. Like rockin' Ricky Owen jeans. Your 5 the Glocky 17. Straight dumb. I dumped a band in styrofoam. I say my shooters out your home, you might not make it to the moon.
Goddamn, burning rubber, scratching for just doing 100. Might as well walk with a Glock without a clip, you never dump it. Hacking out your man, we get a nigga tripped, is never nothing. Niggas wanna be like us so bad, he pour rubber tussin'. Fuck the fussin', I'm the one call all the shots, I feel like Putin. I be racking up the bread, 10 G's ahead, I love the gluten. If it's ever really smoke, pussy, I got solutions. I rock stones without inclusions, all my cups come with a fusion.
Think about, that.
I would not have known that was Lil Yachty if I didn't see the video. It doesn't sound like him at all, which I hate to say that I kind of like. I like how he matched kind of the flow of the other guy. And then I want to know, like, how old is my boy? Because he looked like he's 36. He looked like he's lived a really rough life.
He never ate any vegetables at all when he was growing up.
I'm not even talking about Lil Yachty.
Oh, you mean Skrilla?
I mean, goddamn. My boy looks like he's 36 years old.
He's a
How
user.
old are you? He looks like he has cirrhosis of the liver. Like, he looked like he got kidney problems. Like, he looks like he...
No, he's a retard.
Is
he's an actual... He's 26.
Alcoholic.
No, he's a retarded person. He's a drug... he's like
You can tell.
He made Whippets popular. That became popular because of him.
He looks really, really bad.
Yeah,
he looks aged.
But
I like the song. You know, I like his flow. His voice is not annoying to me at all.
Yeah, but Lil Yachty, he does that. He hops over other people's songs. He did that with.
He turned into Drake.
No, he's way better than Drake.
I mean, like copy people accents and stuff. Because
he
he kind of sound his flow. I would not have closed my eyes and heard Lil Yachty.
He did that with Detroit. In Michigan, he went to Michigan. He made a whole album called Michigan Bow Boy. But you know, Lil Yachty, is supremely talented as a rapper.
He is.
You know, really took all the negative criticism that people did about him in his early career. Because niggas used to hate on him constantly more than really any other rapper. They used to hate him. He took all that. He really chose that to really evolve his rapping skills.
I've always liked him.
And me too. You know what I'm saying? He's a great rapper. And he's rapping over other niggas' voices. I mean, he's he can rap over any beat. I think he's hopping over other niggas'
extremely
styles.
Talented in so many different ways.
Yeah, that's true.
I didn't even know he was still rapping. I thought he was doing he does so much. I thought he was doing other things. I didn't think that he still tuned in at all with the rap scene unless he was writing for someone else.
Yeah, but he's a real nigga. You know what I'm saying? We don't head over on Lil Yachty over here. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I don't. But I don't know what I Show Speed did. They took the video down. I don't know what he did, but I wish I would have known. It's probably something funny.
Next time, screen recording.
That's funny. But Young Thug did something? What did he do? Okay, so Gucci Mane forgave Young Thug. So, Young Thug in a jail called Gucci Mane soft. And we all know Gucci, apparently, he was not soft. Well, he did take a nigga out the game, so we can say certainly he was not soft. But he, in his, prison stint and him, just reading books and him losing weight. If a nigga loses weight, you know what I'm saying, that does something to their brain. You know what I'm saying? And if you lose weight from, muscles, like how he was when he first got out. He was on a healthy tip, and his wife, and he was reading books, and he was doing shit with his wife, and he was talking white, and I'm goo hopping, all that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? He's really smart, and he learned a lot in jail, so this is what he has to say.
They don't get no comeback. They can't come around me no more. But somebody forgave me, though.
So that makes you be like, damn, I really take that to heart because I know how I am. Like, I really hold a grudge till you go. But
Let's say, for instance, like, Thug said some stuff about me or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And it came on the internet. But then he made a song and say, I miss my dogs about me. I immediately accept the apology because I done been there.
Yeah.
And I wanted somebody to forgive me. I know how that it's like a weight on. It's people who I won't forgive. You feel they don't get no comeback. They can't come around me no more.
Yeah.
But somebody forgave me though.
So that makes you be like, damn, I really take that to heart because I know how I am. Like, I really hold a grudge till you go. But
Let's say, for instance, like.
So as we can see, you know, Guwap, he has forgiven Thug for, you know, disrespecting him because he's been in that situation. So what do you think about that?
Well, I'm not even gonna lie. If I forgive people, it's only because Christ said I had to. Besides that, if I ain't on no spiritual tip or anything like that, I don't forgive motherfuckers. I hold grudges so goddamn long, I forget why the fuck I was mad at people. I don't give a fuck. Once you my enemy or you done said some shit, fuck you. You dead to me. I don't give a damn. I ain't forgiving shit. And if I did, it wouldn't be public. That's just me. But he got out and he was on some different shit, you know what I'm saying? And from, I don't remember Gucci. I guess I listened, that was Gucci, right?
Mm-hmm.
What was that? Okay. I listened to a lot of his music. I guess there's a lot of his songs in my playlist that I don't be knowing who the fuck Gucci and all of those motherfuckers is. I don't know who people is when I be listening to them. But from what I've heard is he came out, he was a totally different person. They thought he was a clone and all type of shit. So I could see him being different, you know, and you know, that's sweet that he related to him. And when he said, oh, I miss my, you know, oh, okay, that's what's up. Okay, that's good, I guess, you know. I ain't really the forgiving type like that. Not that I will never forgive, but 98% of the time I don't.
Mommy, who is that?
I don't know. How'd she get here?
First things first, before I cannonball into the spaghetti and meatballs of today's topic, I'd like to let you all know I've been actively working on my Mickey Mouse impression, so please let me know your thoughts. Pluto! So with that out of the way, I'm going to show you all of my analytics from my lifetime of being on YouTube and almost a decade of being on Twitch. Now, the reason for this is, a week ago I made a video called I'm Turning It Off, and in that video I'm explaining why I'm disabling any and all means of people having the ability to donate money to me. No more super chats, no more YouTube memberships, for all intents and purposes, no more bits on Twitch. I say all intents and purposes because you can't actually fully disable that on Twitch. Once you start streaming on there, you're fucking shackled to the bits ecosystem. It cannot be turned off, so I made the minimum so high that no one can pay it, hopefully, and actively discouraging people from subbing on Twitch as well. Any and all avenues where people could just give me clams, I am just putting the kibosh on. I should have done this a long time ago, but better late than never. Might as well get the farty sharded now. The reason is super simple. I would much rather you keep your money, use it for yourself, or use it for things you deem important, whether it's charitable causes or what have you, but just stop forking it over to me. Now, since posting that video, there's been a lot of questions and even somewhat of a pushback from other streamers about how, like, this sets a bad precedent where it, like, starts to shame other streamers if they don't follow my footsteps here. Let me be clear, I'm not trying to make a rallying cry here. I'm not your dad. You do what you want with your own streams. Keep donations and subs on out the wazoo forever. I don't care. That's your prerogative. This was just my own personal decision. Obviously, that wasn't like the most prevalent take or anything, but it is a conversation I saw stirring about after I posted that video, because there are some streamers that believe that normal people having the ability to give them money helps them feel included in the community, part of the crew, part of the ship, and it's like integral to the streaming experience to be able to like sub and donate and things like that. I've never really shared that perspective. I've always viewed streaming as content that you are providing to viewers for free, and if someone's nice enough to toss you a doubloon, you tip your fedora saying, "Holly jolly, thanks for the Reddit gold, kind stranger," and move on. But it's not an obligation, and no one should feel like they need to be able to give you money to be included in the community. That feels very parasocial to me, but that's just my own view on it. But what I will tell you, breaking the magician's code here, there is no top streamer that needs your financial support to put food on the table or continue providing those streams for you. Also, the bulk of a streamer's income comes from ads in the first place. Anyway, though, I think this stems from people just not really knowing how much money a top streamer can make on Twitch, for example. So let me show you my analytics from my lifetime on Twitch. Now, Twitch analytics are a little wonky here on the back end, so I wasn't able to just set the date range from 2017 to 2025 because it would just freeze. It would just have a conniption. I bet the Twitch HQ server just fucking caught flame with me trying to do that, so I had to break it up into chunks. chunks. So in 2017 is when I really started like actually streaming on Twitch. I had dabbled in 2016, but it wasn't until 2017 where I got like partnered and everything. So from 2017 to 2019, I made $55,500 for those 2 years. And I wasn't full-time streaming at this point or anything. It was just a bit of goofing around, having some fun, and it brought in $55,500. From 2019 to 2021 is when I took it a lot more seriously. As you can see, my time streamed went from 600 hours on the 2 years to 3,600 hours, and I made $1.2 million for those 2 years. And this was before my Twitch contract, so the only ads that were running on my stream were like the pre-roll ads, the ones that Twitch would insert themselves. So this was still without ads, by the way. $1.2 million, almost 1.3. Then I got a Twitch contract which necessitated a certain amount of ads, 3 minutes of ad time per hour. And from 2021 to basically 2025, I made $4.1 million. And to those astute observers amongst you with those keen peepers, you might notice that my subscriptions are less than half of what they were for the previous 2-year period. So even though I have 180,000 less subs across these 3 years than I did for the previous 2, I still made significantly more. And that is because of ads. Ads are the breadbasket to streamers. That is the jelly to the peanut butter sandwich that is streaming. And keep in mind, these numbers here, the 4.1, the 1.2, those don't even include brand deals or sponsorships, and I didn't have any like ancillary donations, but a lot of streamers do through like Streamlabs for like text-to-speech, stuff like that. So that doesn't include any of those other means of making money through the medium. This is solely through just Twitch itself. And I think something important to mention, contrary to popular belief, I am not a top streamer. I'm also not even a full-time streamer, and I haven't been for over a year and a half. So my 2025 earnings, I didn't really put them here. It's about 100K. So another thing to add to the total here. But I'm not even a full-time streamer anymore, and I haven't been a top 20 streamer probably since the fucking Among Us boom. You know, back in the prehistoric internet age now. Like the Among Us era is the only time where I broached like the top 20. I've not been in that ball game for a while, and yet this is still a crazy amount of money where there is no reason I should be taking money from just normal people working normal everyday jobs. It just doesn't feel right to me. Streaming is the easiest job there is. Hot take, I know, sorry, that was a blistering, scalding magma that I just spewed out there, but huge fucking number 5 environment, grinding in the hopes of chasing the American dream, and then they'll come home, maybe turn on my stream and donate a couple of dollars to me. And it just doesn't sit right with me taking that kind of money, given what I've made from all of this. And I really should have just stopped this a long time ago, especially considering this is just the Twitch side of things. I told you, I'm going to show you my YouTube earnings, so be ready, because here it is. Huge fucking number, an unfathomable amount of money. From starting this channel in 2007 all the way until today, I have made $35.8 million. I never even imagined that amount of money was possible to earn without just being born rich. I have said from day one, I got incredibly lucky. I will never be able to put into words just how lucky I got with all of this shit here. I'm not special. I got lucky. I have always said that, and I still believe that to this day. Now, something I saw a lot of people asking after the video I made about turning off all the donation stuff is how much money I'm leaving on the table. And while it's kind of hard to show it on Twitch considering both subs and bits are technically still on, even though I discourage both and have bits at a point where I don't think it's even possible to use them, I still can't get like a hard number on what's like gone now or anything like that. But on YouTube, I can show you directly. So with memberships and supers / gifts, I made over $1 million. Keep in mind, I've only had those things enabled for about a year. That was $1 million in a year from just normal people donating it to me. Again, that just doesn't fucking sit right with me. Now, I know there are plenty of streamers and YouTubers that have significantly more money than me and have subs and donations on and whatever. I don't care. Like I said, this is not me trying to lead some kind of revolution here where all of them turn it off. It's their choice to make. I wanted to explain fully why I don't want normal people just giving me their money anymore at all. Also, to be honest, I think just full goatseeing, showing how much streaming / YouTubing can make, just showing you the full, unedited, raw numbers is probably helpful for normal people so they can see how much money is in the space, because I think there's often so many question marks from people wondering how much does a streamer or YouTuber make. They'll either say like they're making billions of dollars or they're making nothing. There's never like an in-between because there's never any like really hard numbers to look at. So I think something like this can be helpful for that, especially because over the years I've noticed there's been a multitude of creators that have come out and tried to like underplay how well off they are financially because they believe it could be somewhat of a brand risk where if they're perceived as being someone that's very rich, well, maybe their audience wouldn't like them as much because they're no longer relatable. It's just something I've seen here and there over the years from a bunch of different creators, and I just find it a bit disingenuous. So hopefully something like this can help show that if someone is in like the top sphere of YouTube or Twitch, they are very, very well off financially. Anyway though, if you add both of these numbers up, I've made a total of $41.3 million. But that's not to say that's what I have. Now, I do live in Florida, which means there is no individual income tax. Big time Florida W right there. And I know, I'm big time gushing grannies, Florida glazer. I've lived here my whole life. And that is something very nice about it. But it's not to say that the tax man comes in gentle with the lube. He still goes whole hog raw. It is still brutal when the tax man comes a knocking. He'll blow up your guts. And that's just the way that the cookie crumbles. Obviously, a good chunk instantly goes to taxes. There's also like salaries for the people that I pay on my team, other expenses, and also for the first 4 to 5 years of me earning money through my YouTube channel, I donated every single dollar to charity. So while I may have earned $41 million over the course of my time online, I don't have nearly that much. But I still have more money than I will ever know what to fully do with. And I actually thought it'd be kind of fun to go through like a deep dive.
I respect him turning it off. I did not know he made that much damn money. But like he said, just because I made that, that's not what I have. And I get what he's saying about regular people working 9 to 5, coming home, maybe wanting to see his take on different things and donate they couple dollars, $2, $3, $5, $20, $50, whatever. I've donated up to $50 sometimes to somebody that I was watching just because I love them. I wanted to support in so long, and I wasn't able to send what I wanted to. So when I got some money, I did send it, you know. But to see that they make this type of money, I really don't care, because with him saying this is what I made, but that's not to say this is what I have. Taxes, I have people who I have in, working for me, this, and that. Him saying that, I would still donate. Like, if I was subscribed to him, I would still donate, because one, you are thinking about us, but two, I want to continue to help you support the people who you do support, me personally. But I respect it with him turning it off, and I get what he's saying about, you know, people up here, they making all this money and then they're trying to act like they broker than what they are. And maybe they don't want to not seem relatable. I think what makes people not seem relatable, or what I've noticed when people's audience have turned on them, when they see them start at the bottom, blow up, and then they start flexing. When flexing wasn't a part of their brand. If you was flexing and then you fake it till you make it, then it is what it is. But when you start here and then you go all the way here, and then you're like, to do a house tour, okay. To do a car tour, okay. But to be like, y'all broke ass niggas, or this, or that, or yeah, look at this, and you got the chain. I think that's when people start having a problem. Not that you have money, or, you know, you once were here and now you got money, you think you all that. But when people start stunting and it changed who they are, you know, him, I've been watching him for a while. He's always been the same from what I see from when I've been watching him. I know, of course, he's been around for a while, so I know he makes money, of course. Never would I had assumed he made that much money, because he's still the same, you know. So if you don't switch up like that, I don't really see like a big thing about letting people notice you making money. But I respect it, and I don't think that everybody should feel like they have to do the same thing just because. It reminded me of Academic I was watching, and he was talking about one of his homies was fucking with one of his hoes, and he did this for her, and dude was saying, hey, you fucking up the game. Now when you know, she gonna expect. I don't think it's the same thing. Be your own person. If so, what the fuck he turned off his shit? That don't mean I feel like I should feel like I'm pressured to do the same thing. That's him. That's what the fuck he got going on. He ain't got shit to do with me.
Yeah, I mean that's nice for him or whatever. I mean, I don't know. I don't really care about him turning off his shit. I ain't gonna lie. But so let's get to the final topic, which is Donald Trump and all of the events that have been transpiring this week. Big shit. So some nigga
Kenosha accused of posting videos threatening federal agents. Andrew Stanton is facing several charges, including threats to kidnap, assault, or murder a U.S. official. Videos discovered by the investigative team at our sister station in Milwaukee show the suspect encouraging people to shoot immigration agents. Kenosha man is...
That nigga, he's crazy, you know what I'm saying? I didn't know this, but, you know, a lot of people have been getting arrested for shit that they were saying online. He was directly threatening ICE, but it's getting real spooky as far as what you can say. If you are on the left, then I will watch my words about what I say about ICE. And if you are on the right, I will watch my words about what I have to say about ICE as well. You know what I'm saying? So niggas have to be real careful about, you know, shit. You know what I'm saying? Because shit is getting spooky. As far as the Trump administration will grab you if you are talking bad about, you know, ICE, they will get you. But yeah, he was done for that.
I heard that, but I didn't know it was fucking here. It's always some fuck shit. It's always some fuck shit here. I mean, I guess it's everywhere, but I saw that, but I didn't know that was here. Dumbass.
Yeah, so, you know, Team USA had played Team India. So it's this guy named Magnus who's supposed to be like the greatest chess player ever. He had lost to this Indian dude. And I think like lost like the last 2 games or whatever. I don't know. But he's supposed to be the greatest ever. He probably is, but we end up winning.
Team USA win? No doubt. You have the number 2 and number 3 players in the world. We've got Levy. We're gonna win. USA all the way.
We not on the mission to keep out of paper. We had to still come in and flip. Started out robbing Batman with the geeks. When that shit didn't work, talk to Pop about the chicken. All of them talking my badass still ain't listen what's living, but taught me the ways of that kitchen. Don't need me a pot, I can microwave with it. I bang the high seat just like a Christian. Went from that set to the spot, now we living, still running their mouth. They gon' die by.
Will Team USA?
You know, I just want to let me say it's like they had a team of Indian people. Okay, not one or two, 5 of them, 5 Indian people, and they lost. So that's, you know what I'm saying. But we beat them in chess. So what do you think about that?
Go USA. Like, who is that? Like, whoever that artist is, his ass, I know the voice. He keep popping up in my goddamn Spotify playlist.
I think it might be Big X to plug some fat black
Man,
dude.
like some of his songs is okay, but I'm like, nigga, you Texas for sure. I don't want to hear that shit. Not like that. I listen to down south, but not Texas.
So, you know, niggas actually
Everyone, please
win, right?
join me in celebrating your inaugural Checkmate champions. It's Team USA!
In securing victory for their nation in a 5-0 finish, it was definitely a battle that delivered highs and lows, Dash. What an exciting journey.
Everybody here in the audience and at home had a good one.
The combination of record heat waves and skyrocketing electric rates means
You get the point. We won, you know what I'm saying? Those niggas, they won it for us because we are America and we're just great and legendary. You know, what can I say? But, you know, Donald Trump, his granddaughter, she has a YouTube channel.
Grandpa.
And her
Most
and
people
Trump
know
are
him
going
as
off.
Donald Trump, the 45th and 47th President of the United States. Others know him as businessman or politician, but to me, he's just my grandpa. We've been playing golf together for years. It's something he's always loved, and it's become a way for us to spend time together. Over the years, I've learned a lot from being on the course with him, not just about golf, but about life. Today, I wanted to bring you along for a round, just us playing the game we both love. Join us on the course for this one-on-one with Kai. This is a really special video, and I hope you guys enjoy.
Hello everybody, we're going to have a little fun today. We have Kai, who's done terrifically at golf. She's a really good player. And we're going to play a little bit at a course in Virginia that I think is rated the number one. I think it's one of the best courses anywhere in the world. It's on the Potomac River. It's Trump National, and it's been really great. Washington, D.C., we call it. Trump National, Washington, D.C. It has the Washington area. And it's been just a great place to play. It's a phenomenal course. And we're going to have a little fun. We'll play best ball.
Yeah.
And we'll see how we do. And I think we'll do okay.
I think we'll do pretty good.
You're swinging so good, so.
So are you. You're swinging better than me.
Yeah,
Always.
well, I don't think so. I don't know. We're going to find out. Have a good time, everybody. I hope you enjoy it.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm playing golf today with my grandpa. We're gonna do a best ball from the white tees, and I'm feeling pretty good. Feeling a little tired, but feeling good.
They just play golf. Golf is really boring. They talk about stuff, you know.
So focus. What they're doing. We're just keeping us safe, right?
Oh, of course.
Thank you, fellas. Beautiful, huh?
Look at that. I'm gonna take a photo of it.
So, you know, kind of just talk, you know, small talk. Trump, he talks about sports and the sports he likes. You know, it's very weird. He's really into sports and tennis, and I didn't know people were into that, you know. She asked him about how he's doing. He's like, oh, I solved all these wars, you know. We get to it.
That's a long hit.
That ball went dead straight, never moved.
Did you do that little cut?
Very little, yeah.
You
Little
like
cut,
cut?
little cut, little draw.
Okay.
In between, I never do it
That's
too much.
where you want to be. That's where you want to. That's what you want to play, honey.
No, exactly. How has it been in the White House so far?
It's been great. Having a good time. We're doing a great job. I stopped 7 wars.
Yeah.
7. And hopefully we get Putin and Zelensky to stop killing everybody.
Yeah.
But it's been very good. Economy's been great.
So, you know, golf is really hard. Skip says it's the hardest sport in the world. You know, he actually didn't stop 7 wars. Like he didn't. I don't think he stopped like any wars. Like maybe 1 or 2. You know, India, Pakistan, maybe you could say. But he was saying he stopped 7 wars. I think literally before he even got elected. Like the nigga was saying, I stopped 7 wars. I think he was talking about like Trump won. This is when he was talking about stopping all these wars. You know, but I don't know. Like the nigga just always keeps saying the same shit. But okay, so I'm gonna speed run through this shit.
He was I don't know, with him in that golf course, he just remind me of my uncle. He just, man, he remind me of my uncle. He looked like it, how he talking. He just reminded me of my uncle. But I really like that she carved one-on-one time and special alone time with her grandfather and stole that over the rest of the grandkids so she could always boast about her being his favorite.
Maybe they don't matter like that.
That's what I'm saying. I love to shit on, my cousins and stuff, 'cause I was always my grandfather's favorite.
Same.
XF making the
True.
announcement yesterday during a visit by Qatar's defense minister. The facility will be housed at an Air Force base roughly 50 miles south of Boise. XF saying this yesterday.
Also proud that today we're signing a letter of acceptance to build a Qatari Emiri Air Force facility at the Mountain Home Air Base in Idaho. The location will be host a contingent of Qatari F-15s and pilots to enhance our combined training, increase lethality, interoperability. It's just another example of our partnership.
So I've gotten a lot of questions about this story over the past 24 hours.
So, the XF is just announced that we're building in Idaho a Qatari military base, which, is good. Israel, what did they do? Bomb Qatar, the capital, to find Hamas leaders, allegedly, or whatever. I'm assuming this is like okay, yeah, my bad about that. And, they gave us a $150 million plane. Trump is really clicked up. Trump, he finds certain people he's cool with, certain people he's not, whatever, anything to say about that? Donald Trump went to Israel on October 12th, and he did a meeting in front of the Knesset, which is Israeli parliament.
I would like to thank President Trump, Mr. Steve Witkoff, and the entire U.S. administration. You have made history.
To Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu,
as we stand here together in Tel Aviv, we honor the strength of every family waiting, praying, and believing.
Just know I said a lot of shit anyways. Donald Trump, actually no. Well, Jared Kushner, he's working on behalf of America in the Middle East because, he's Donald Trump's stepson, and no other stepson, there's never been, I feel like, a Nepo position this highly, like, in president history I can name so far. But Putin, well, as we were talking about the Tomahawk missiles last episode, Putin has been, we're also not giving Ukraine Tomahawk missiles because Putin called Trump and said, don't do that shit, let's have a meeting. So we had the meeting earlier, but Putin was playing games after the Tomahawk missiles. Niggas changed their mind, but we're going to get to that later. But he was glazing Trump.
Но достоин ли и недостоин действующий президент США Нобелевской премии, я не знаю. Но он реально много делает для того, чтобы разрешить такие сложные, десятилетиями длящиеся, годами, а то и десятилетиями длящиеся кризисы. И уже говорил точно, я знаю, по отношению к кризису на Украине, он искренне стремится к этому. Чего-то там удалось, чего-то не удалось. Может быть, еще нам многое удастся сделать. Он точно старается, точно работает над этими вопросами достижения мира и разрешения сложных международных ситуаций. Вот самый яркий пример – это ситуация на Ближнем Востоке. Если удастся довести до конца все, к чему Дональд стремился, все, о чем он говорил и что он пытается сделать, но это историческое событие.
Crazy is I read somewhere that like last year Putin started some Arab Russian event thing that was supposed to happen around this time, but he ended up canceling it. So Russia's relationship with the Middle East is not as good as it used to be in the 80s and the 90s and 2000s. Our relationship with them is getting better and better because I think we're cool with all of them. Like Trump, he went over there and he like, we should all be cool. So they're right. We did do that. Putin's right. Trump did do whatever the fuck in the Middle East. He did cause peace in the Middle East. Now that that's happened or whatever, this happened after that video that I recorded. his eyes are going to be on the Russia-Ukraine situation, which, you know, he wants to stop or whatever.
Venezuela's president offered the United States every resource that they had.
How long is this nigga's video? Hold on. 5 minutes.
That they had.
No. Basically, the president of Venezuela, he understands that he is at extreme risk. You know why? And things are looking very swook for him. And that is true. He did offer them everything. He said all of our resources, everything. And Trump said no. So, and he also said that he is willing to step down as president. But, you know, if I was him, me personally, I would just flee the country. Me personally, I would just flee. I would just get the fuck out of there. Or just click up with Russia, call Putin, and be like, yo, can I fly to Russia? Y'all can bring some nukes over here. Just do something, call Putin, or leave. You got anything to say?
Yeah, I want to say, I'm probably wrong for saying this, but I love how everybody be on Trump dick. I'm sorry, I do. It's so pathetic. It is, but, you know, I don't know. I like Trump as a person. I like him. He fucking hilarious. But when I was watching him over there, and how, first of all, now because of AI, I question everything. I was thinking, like, is that real? They got that big ass banner. Is people actually holding that? But it looked like it was real. But I just was thinking, like, would they have did this for Joe Biden?
No.
You know, and that's why I think I love Trump so much this time around, because Joe Biden was our last president. And when I say, like, America was losing respect all around the world. Like, people were, in my opinion, people were. When you had news channels and shit like that making fun of our fucking president in another country, to me, that's a problem. Yeah, make comments, you know, do commentary and stuff, but they was coming for Joe so goddamn bad. And I felt that was so disrespectful, and he wasn't standing on business as far as that. So I like to see that they be kissing Trump ass. I'm sorry, I do. I like to see that because we fucking America, and I feel like, you know, we American.
Yeah. So on Air Force One, after I think everything, Trump.
President Benjamin Netanyahu, the Prime Minister, has not gone so far as to say the war is over. In your view, is the war between Israel and Hamas over?
The war is over. The war is over. Okay, you understand that?
Mr. President, is the ceasefire going to hold? Are you confident the ceasefire will hold?
Say it.
Are you confident that the ceasefire is going to hold?
I think so. I think it's going to hold. I think people are.
It did not hold, but at the same time, things have been happening with China where they restricted rare earth metals or something like that, which we use to make phones or in weapons or something. And niggas are not happy about this. Like Trump, like the Trump administration and America and all of our niggas, they're like, this is not good. So this is what Trump had to say. Don't worry about China. It will be fine. Highly respected President Xi just had a bad moment. He doesn't want depression for his country, and neither do I. The USA wants to help China, not hurt it. President Donald J. Trump. So basically said, you know, Xi is going to fuck up his own country by restricting trade.
This moment in time. So I'll see you on the plane. I think you're traveling with us, but time. And I guess if you read your own papers and your own networks. Everybody's very excited about this moment in time. So I'll see you on the plane. I think you're traveling with us, but this is a very special event. They had 500,000 people yesterday and today in Israel, and also the Muslim and Arab countries are all cheering. Everybody's cheering at one time. That's never happened before. Usually if you have one cheering, the other isn't. The other is the opposite. This is the first time everybody is amazed and they're thrilled, and it's an honor to be involved, and we're going to have an amazing time. And
Parliament, and then all the hostages are going to release. This is the.
And I've seen it over and over again.
להוציא את חבר הכנסת עודה, להוציא אותו מהאולם, להוציא אותו מיד, החוצה, החוצה, החוצה. להוציא גם את חבר הכנסת כסיף, להוציא את חבר הכנסת כסיף מהאולם, להוציא אותו מיד.
I don't know what they are, but some of those people are tripping. But, you know.
I love how he didn't flinch.
Yeah.
I love how he didn't flinch when the shit was going on. He turned around like.
He had a talk. He had a 2-minute standing ovation. The hostages end up getting released. He glazes himself. You know, America was the hottest country, whatever. Something to do with Iraq. I don't know. And then he. Okay, so I actually watched it. So here on the 14th, 13th as well, he has a meeting with a bunch of pretty much everybody. He brings in all of the European leaders and most of the Middle East leaders, and so he glazes himself. He mentions everybody. He's like, oh, this is the leader of France. Oh, this is the leader. Oh, I got him here. Oh, Egypt. Oh, it used to be like this. It's like that. It's not like that anymore. This guy right here. This guy right here. This nigga.
Well, I would say
this shit. This is the president of Pakistan, by the way. Pakistan has nukes, and they're apparently going to go to war with India or some shit like that.
Greatest day in contemporary history. Because peace has been achieved after untiring efforts. Efforts led by President Trump, who is genuinely a man of peace, who has relentlessly and untiringly worked throughout these months, day in and day out, to make this world a place to live with peace and prosperity. I would say that Pakistan had nominated President Donald Trump for Nobel Peace Prize for his outstanding, extraordinary contributions to first stop war between India and Pakistan, and then achieve ceasefire along with his very wonderful team. And today, again, I would like to nominate this.
He glazes Trump, and you know, peace in the Middle East was achieved. Kind of, some of the hostages were let go. Actually, I think all of them were let go. You know, from Israel to Israel. The ones that were taken by Hamas, and I think Israel also released the Palestinian hostages as well. There's some interesting takes on how you can read this whole situation, but you know, I can't really talk about, you know, too much. But you know what I'm saying. And then Trump has a meeting with Egypt. Is this the whole like long meeting?
If no one ever taught you how to manage your money,
or is this the whole shit? We don't have to go over the whole thing, but you know what I'm saying. Oh yeah, this is the same thing. Okay. Okay. And LeDiddy James has responded to Donald Trump. So we should talk about that. Oh, and what is it? Is it the? It's the 13th. Also, before we talk about this, actually, we're gonna wait till. Yeah, we're gonna wait. Oh yeah. Okay. So LeDiddy James, who I think was indicted, I think James Comey was indicted too. She responds to
bring on stage someone else who has been fearlessly fighting back on the state level. Please welcome New York State Attorney General Tish James.
I love you. I love you. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, and I've got your back. Yeah. I love you more. So good evening, everyone. It is so good to be here with all of you, standing with my very good friend, my little brother, and one of the boldest voices in the history of New York politics, Zoran Mamdani. We are here tonight because we are ready to turn the page on the cynical, broken politics of the past. We are ready to build a city that works for the people who actually make it run, working people, the teachers, the nurses, the drivers, the home health aides, the firefighters, the police, not just for those at the top, but for working people who built this city from the ground up. And we are living through twin crises, a crisis of affordability and a crisis of wage stagnation. Rent is up, and yes, it is too damn high. Groceries cost more, and too many families are living from one paycheck to the next. And childcare is too expensive, and too many New Yorkers are leaving the city because of failed policies of this city and state. And at the same time, we see powerful voices trying to silence truth and punish dissent, and yes, weaponize justice for political gain. We are witnessing the fraying of our democracy, the erosion of our system of government. This, my friends, is a defining moment in our history. Let us stand together to defend our rights, to protect every safeguard, every institution, every immigrant.
First off, Zoran Mamdani is a terrible person, human being, all that. If New Yorkers elect him as mayor of New York, then New York, I'm just sorry, you deserve everything bad that comes with that, you know, because New York will single-handedly be destroyed by that one man. All right, so if y'all do that, you guys are idiots, in my personal opinion. And I can't support her if she supports Zoran Mamdani. I can't even watch the video. You know what I'm saying? I can't support a communist nigga like him. But you know, so Israel released the hostages. You know, Israel, those niggas are not, you know. You know, they're free. Those are niggas who got kidnapped by Hamas terrorists on October 7th, and they're finally free. So Israel got 20 hostages back, and they released 2,000 Palestinian prisoners to Palestine. So apparently, since the ceasefire's been broken, I don't know when it got resolved, and I can talk about what I think about that, you know, and what they were attempting to do with that. But Trump posted that video to Truth Social. Trump also does not like this this right here. Like he was really upset about this because of the hair. That really like pissed him off. But
I didn't even recognize that was Trump. I saw the title, but I was like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Oof.
Yeah, so this is
afraid of Trump.
Yeah, they wanted Kamala.
This
he got the hostages out. Before we felt like nothing is happening, you know. And I remember for me, ever since he came into the road, they were very scared of him. Yeah, they wanted terrorists. Yeah, they wanted Kamala to be chosen, to be elected. Yeah. They wanted Kamala to be elected.
This is obvious. It's obvious that Kamala Harris would have, you know, been very soft on Hamas, you know, and probably would not have, you know, done what she did. I don't know. She was, you know, still logical. You know, she was still an elected politician, so she was still smart. So I don't know if she would have like been full, you know, deep throat Hamas like that. But yeah, I mean, it's reasonable for them to be scared of Trump over Kamala. And obviously, you know, if Kamala would have been president, then that nigga would probably be dead right now. Let's just keep it a fact. You know what I'm saying? So
Trump is
it just makes sense.
unhinged.
But yeah, I mean, that's really just a bad look for Kamala. I mean, not to sound, but that doesn't really sound good. You know, if terrorists really think that you being elected is worse, I mean, better for them than your opposition, that's really not a bad look. But I guess that's really a stain on the Democrat Party. But you know, the Democrat Party is kind of like Republicans. You know, when Republicans will support, you know, acts of terror against, you know, certain people. Same with fucking, you know, Democrats. You know, it's really strange, but you know, I don't understand why.
President Donald Trump has warned Russia that if they don't end the war with Ukraine, the US would consider supplying Kyiv with long-range Tomahawk missiles. Russia's response was muted, except to warn that the use of such weapons would draw the US directly into the war. President Donald Trump has warned Russia.
So we were really adamant about getting those tomahawks, and Zelensky had a meeting with us as well.
You said that everybody is unified over your plan, but we heard from President Sisi calling for a two-state solution, an independent Palestinian state.
I'm talking about something very much different. We're talking about rebuilding Gaza. I'm not talking about single state or double state or two state. We're talking about the rebuilding of Gaza.
What's the road ahead for governing Gaza? Because
a lot of people like the one-state solution. Some people like the two-state solutions. We'll have to see. I haven't commented on that.
how do you see bridging that gap, though? Because you have the Arab countries being very clear about
what I think is right, but I'd be in coordination with other states and other countries.
You said that everybody is unified over your.
What did we just watch? Okay.
Argentines.
So as far as the two-state solution thing, you know, Trump doesn't want a two-state solution because in his mind that would be rewarding the actions of October 7th, and you know they will be getting a state after committing certain actions in order to get them to the state, like upon us going and kidnapping your houses after committing a terrorist attack. Give us a state on top of that, and Donald Trump is not going to allow that. And that two-state, one-state solution thing is not going to happen during Trump's administration. I don't think he really sees any value of that. And if it does, it will be with whatever the Israelis want him to do, or whatever he think will be best for them only. He's not really looking at both sides of this, I think. But something. No, I don't know. Okay, more questions about that. Okay, more Israel shit. Okay. Time magazine. All right. So
This will be maybe the most important election that our country's ever had. Once I get in, I will do my thing that I do very well. And I figure it's probably maybe the only way I'm going to get to heaven.
Do you believe in heaven?
I do. If I'm good, I'm going to heaven. And if I'm bad, I'm going to someplace else, like over there, right? I want to try and get to heaven if possible. I'm hearing I'm not doing well. I am really at the bottom of the totem pole. If you're not a believer and you believe you go nowhere, what's the reason to be good, really? There has to be some kind of a report card up there someplace, let's go to heaven, let's get into heaven. I don't think there's anything going to get me in heaven, okay? I really don't. I think I'm not maybe heaven bound. I may be in heaven right now as we fly in Air Force One. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to make heaven. This will be...
He was going over there. He was like, I don't know if I'm going to get to heaven. So what do you think about him saying he's not going to heaven? He's probably going to hell.
I saw that last part, but I don't... It's never... Well, I was going to say it's never too late, but it's barely almost never too late. You know what I'm saying? Like, in those last moments, how it works, as long as your heart is pure and all of that, you say the things. But, I mean, I get it, him being older, I'm quite sure it's something that he thinks about, so it's kind of sad, and then it's sad that he even joking around about not being able to get in, but it's true. Like, if you don't think it's what's the incentive of being good, just to be good. Now, if that's just who you are,
good is good.
If that's just who you are, like me, myself, I believe in heaven. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I didn't believe in heaven, I wouldn't just be a piece of shit. I'm an asshole already. You know what I'm saying? But I still have a pure heart. That's just because my heart is pure, because that's how I am. Not because, if I do this, I'm going to heaven. You know what I'm saying? But, it's funny to hear him talk like that. It's sad, but it's understandable because he is up there. He ain't, in the best of shape. God bless his health and, keep him strong, at least while he's the president. But, it's crazy.
Yeah. So this was, he tweeted this on the 14th. So headed back home to a very safe and beautiful Washington, D.C. Accomplished so much today in Israel and Egypt. A lot of work, but I wouldn't have it any other way. It was an experience like no other. Now all of those great countries that have fought so long and hard for the region have to come together and get the job done. Gaza is only a part of it. The big part is peace in the Middle East. Time magazine wrote a relatively good story about me, but in the picture, we showed the picture, but in the picture may be the worst of all time. But the picture may be the worst of all time. They disappeared my hair, and then they had something floating on top of my head that looked like a floating crown, but an extremely small one. Really weird. I never liked taking pictures from underneath angles, but this is a super bad picture and deserves to be called out. What are they doing and why? The picture wasn't that bad. That nigga's tripping.
I think it was. I don't think as a president you can't look at that picture as the person who took it and put it out to say this is a good picture. This is a good representation of strength. You know, all you see is turkey neck. You know, that's a horrible angle. I didn't even know that was Trump.
Yeah. Just got back from the Middle East. What a point in time it was. The crowd for Charlie Kirk's Presidential Medal of Freedom presentation is so big and enthusiastic that I moved it out to the new Rose Garden, where everyone can see the Presidential Wall of Fame and the Palm Court renovation. Entered through main south entrance. So there was a Charlie Kirk thing. I had it on video, but we're not talking about that. All 20 hostages are back, feeling as good as can be expected. A big burden has been lifted, but the job is not done. The dead have not been returned. As promised, phase 2 begins right now. President Donald J. Trump. I believe that China purposely not buying our soybeans and causing difficulty for our soybean farmers is an economically hostile act. We are considering terminating business with China having to do with cooking oil and other elements of trade as retribution. As an example, we can easily produce cooking oil ourselves. We do not need to purchase it from China. Wow. Thank you, fam. Thank you for telling me that. He's funny. Okay, so
How long will it take Hamas to
okay.
disarm? And can you guarantee that is going to happen?
And because they said they were going to disarm, and if they don't disarm, we will disarm them.
How will you do that?
I don't have to explain that to you. But if they don't disarm, we will disarm them. They know I'm not playing games. Okay? Now, we did something monumental. We got the hostages back. That was the first thing we had to do, above all else. But we have told them we want to disarm, and they will disarm. And if they don't disarm, we will disarm them. And it'll happen quickly and perhaps violently. But they will disarm. Do you understand me?
Yes. You say
because everyone says, oh, well, they won't disarm. They will disarm. And I spoke to Hamas, and I said, you're going to disarm, right? Yes, sir, we're going to disarm. That's what they told me. They will disarm, or we will.
Yeah, so I don't know exactly they disarmed. Something happened, I swear, like, unless I'm tripping, but we're getting closer and closer. Okay, they took down that video, those bastards.
He said, I ain't gotta tell you shit, but.
Okay, so the 14th, we got the ceasefire. There's more stuff about the government shut down. Donald Trump saying that, he can, Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. So basically, about Milei, the Argentinian president, Donald Trump said if he loses the election, Argentina is not getting a bailout. So if you're in Argentina, if you guys, if the left wins, you're not getting a bailout. So I'm sorry to hear about that. More shit with ICE. Yeah, we're at economic war with China. They're restricting us from buying certain stuff. Okay, that was the 15th. Okay. Now on to the Tomahawk missiles and the Ukraine stuff. So first off, Donald Trump tweeted this. Fuck around and find out. LeDiddy James, because she indicted him. F around. She threw it. Get Trump. It comes back around. Find out. Yeah. That's
He's so petty.
It's not. It's like he's too petty.
It's hilarious.
But yeah. So I'm sorry about that, LeDiddy James. But that's just.
Ain't it Jackson?
Oh, I thought it was James. Not LeDiddy Jackson. But
Is right
Trump,
now out of Washington, where President Donald Trump just announced he'll be having another summit with Vladimir Putin.
The two leaders just wrapped up a phone call, and Trump says they agreed to meet face-to-face in Budapest, Hungary.
It comes ahead of a really key meeting, in addition to this phone call that the president had with the Russian president, tomorrow with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, who's going to be coming here to the White House. The president is trying to say that on the heels of that meeting they had in Alaska, which, remember, didn't produce any immediate end to the war in Ukraine, he is trying to say that perhaps another meeting could be more fruitful. But it does depend, we know, on whether President Zelensky also agrees with that and what kind of communication discussion.
yeah, so as you see, on the 16th, Putin was like, yo, we should have another meeting, because, you know, the next day he was having a meeting with Zelensky about those tomahawks, and, you know, Putin is like, well, Putin can speak English with his bitch ass. He's like, probably like, you know, he probably started off with like, oh, I seen what you did in the Middle East. Oh, it was the greatest thing that I've ever seen any president do ever. And Trump was probably, as soon as he heard that, he was like, oh, what do you want me to do? The Tomahawk missiles is really, we should have that meeting with them. You know what I'm saying? And he did, obviously. So Mitch McConnell, who was the previous Speaker of the House for the Republicans, he's been replaced by MAGA Mike Johnson. MAGA Mike Johnson, or is it Jones? I don't know. MAGA Mike, just know that, right? And I think it was replaced like post. I don't know. He did something that, you know, Trump and the Trump supporters didn't like, and this is what he's been doing ever since.
Working people off the streets and kidnapping them.
Oh my God. So that was Mitch McConnell. He was, you know, he fell over.
Was that real?
Oh yeah, that was real.
What the fuck? He lost weight though.
No, he has a lot of. He's 83, so yeah, he's an old man. He's going through things. He is the one who had those really messed up hands that were like turning black. So, you know, Mitch McConnell, compared to what, you know, the Republicans are doing now, that nigga is like he in retrospect, he was such a great, you know, Republican Speaker of the House. You know what I'm saying?
You said he's been doing this a lot? Did I hear you say that?
No, he has a lot of health problems. I don't know if
I
he's
thought you
doing that
said
a lot.
he's been doing that a lot. I thought he like failed purposely to avoid the question or something. I'm like, because it was so slow. I'm like, did my nigga just fucking fall? Was that real? Why that picture?
Okay, so it's just more talking about Trump and Putin's meeting in the future. That was the 16th. Let's see what my nigga tweeted out. You know, his Twitter is just ridiculous. Like, every time, like, I didn't know how much we were missing out on this nigga when he decides to show us the world.
His Twitter. What about the White House TikTok?
Nah, that's not as cool as this nigga. So, you know, Democrats support Hamas, support LGBTQ, and the joke is that, you know, people who are of certain beliefs do not support people who are gay, but people who on the left support beliefs and gay people. Well, Hamas, you know, Hamas are definitely terrorists, so they support terrorists literally, and they support gay people and gay rights, which don't go hand in hand, because, you know, if you took these gay people and you flew them to the Hamas server, they wouldn't last long. So he's actually wrong. They don't have to choose between one or the other. They actually support both of them. But it's funny that he tweeted this because, you know, he's the president. You know, it's kind of sad that, you know, you can't really hold him to a presidential standard. But
you can't.
This is the 16th. So I've concluded my telephone conversation with President Vladimir Putin of Russia, and it was a very productive one. President Putin could congratulate me in the United States on the great accomplishment. And that's exactly what I said. Something that he said has been dreamed of for centuries. I actually believe that the success in the Middle East will help in our negotiations in attaining an end to the war with Russia/Ukraine. President Putin thanked the First Lady Melania for her involvement with children. He was very appreciative. It was interesting that when he first became president, they were putting like naked photos of Melania over in like Russian state media, is what they said, right? For her involvement with children, he was very appreciative and said that this will continue. We also spent a great deal of time talking about trade between Russia and the United States. So there's some dumb trade. So Russia is trying to build a bridge between Alaska and Russia, unironically, to do trade, which I'm assuming is what? I'm assuming maybe Putin's, maybe he's going to try to milk everything he can from Trump and try to like pull back on the war and try to just boost his economy during Trump won, and hope that, you know, maybe some next president coming that's more pathetic so they can relaunch the war against Ukraine. That's my assumption, but it depends on how smart / psychotic he is. But he's supposed to be the savior of Russia, so if I was him, I would just hop on to peace immediately. Right. Between trade between Russia and the United States when the war with Ukraine is over. So, damn, I should have finished reading. At the conclusion of the call, we agreed that there will be a meeting of our high-level advisors next week. The United States initial meeting will be led by Secretary of State Marco Rubio, or Little Marco, which Trump called him during the debate, together with various other people to be designated. A meeting location is to be determined. President Putin and I will then meet in an agreed upon location in Budapest, Hungary, to see if we can bring this inglorious war between Russia and Ukraine to an end. President Zelensky, whose name is also Vladimir Zelensky, that's crazy, and I will be meeting tomorrow in the Oval Office. I think DJ Vlad's name is Vladimir as well. In the Oval Office, where we will discuss conversation with President Putin and much more. I believe in great progress was made today. So that was the telephone call I was talking about earlier that he's, you know, Donald Trump. He's like, oh, I just got on the phone with him. He's going to tell us if Hamas continues to kill people in Gaza. So Israel said that Hamas had broke the ceasefire first, but, you know, Israel, you know, you can't really trust everything that you hear from Israel, because people in Israel and the leaders are actually smart, so they know how to put out a bait so that the enemy can jump on the bait, so that Israel can have an excuse to go after the enemy. So that's, but and the only problem is that you know, people are always throw that every time, you know, certain people do something. They say, well, Israel allowed them to do it, and the way that Flacco says is like, if I open my door and, you know, if you come in my house, can I shoot you? You know what I'm saying? If I leave my door wide open, yes, I can. You know what I'm saying? But he said if Hamas continues to kill people in Gaza, which was not the deal, we will have no choice but to go in and kill them. Thank you for your attention to this matter. So that's what he was talking about as far as the arm. And I did see some videos on Twitter, or there was a clip from Fox News to Twitter or something like that, where apparently Hamas was killing their citizens in Gaza or something like that, which apparently they can't even do that anymore. So sucks to be those niggas. I'm out. Oh, is this the 16th still? But are we on the 16th still, right?
I didn't hear
Oh, yeah. Okay, it is. I'm outraged that the International Maritime Organization is voting in London this week to pass a global carbon tax. The United States will not stand for this global green new scam tax on shipping and will not adhere to it any way, shape, or form. We will not tolerate increased prices on American consumers or the creation of a green new scam bureaucracy to spend your money on their green new dream. You know what's crazy is that Donald Trump could probably say this, and the niggas in the UK, the way the UK economy is doing, and the way those niggas in the UK, the only people who glaze Trump more than the world leaders who glaze, or that I've seen, is Keir Starmer. He glazes Trump more so than the president of Canada, France, and Pakistan. I have 8 great U.S. attorneys, highly respected, all who will not be confirmed for their position in various highly consequential states only because they're Republicans, and the Democrats have convinced Chuck Grassley to honor this stupid and outdated blue slip tradition, which precludes very talented and dedicated people from attaining high office. The Democrats violate this practice in order to get people in, but Republicans just don't. These great people's careers have been badly hurt by the radical left Democrats using an old and ridiculous customs trick to their advantage. What a shame. So I don't know specifically what he was referring to, but, you know, good thing on the Democrats, because all of the lawyers who are involved with Trump are all psychotic. Okay, so Free Palestine, they go in, they come out, clown, No Kings protest, as we posted lives this week. And this is because there was like this thing happening like all around America. There's like this No King protest. But some people, with Donald Trump, he said, oh, well, I heard there was a No Kings protest. I'm actually glad this happened. I was worried there was a king around. He's a funny nigga. We're going to get to that later. So Donald Trump is coming up with this thing called the Ark that Trump, he's going to build something for himself And on the 17th, there's this meeting with
Tomahawks
Zelensky.
are
So.
very dangerous weapons. They're incredible weapons.
Look at my boy.
If you like warfare, it's one of the most accurate. You know, we hit 30 Tomahawks in Iran after the B-2s did their damage. We sort of gave it a little capper with 30 Tomahawks from a submarine, quite far away actually. But they're an amazing weapon. They're a very powerful weapon, but they're a very dangerous weapon. And it could mean big, escalation. It could mean a lot of bad things can happen. Tomahawks are a big deal. But one thing I have to say, we want Tomahawks also. We don't want to be giving away things that we need to protect our country. We have a very...
Man, Vladimir Putin is really, really, really lucky that he called Donald Trump before that phone call. Because the way that nigga was talking about those niggas need to get their land back and even go forward into Russia, see, he knows what he's dealing with. You know, he knows the balance in which he holds. You know, and he knows that he can only do so much
I could never
with
see
his
that
mans.
and not see.
Oh, yeah, I know. It is. Okay, so this is what Trump has to say about the obvious question.
Aren't you concerned that maybe the Russian president is trying to buy himself more time?
Yeah, but, you know, I've been played all my life by the best of them, and I came out really well. So it's possible, yeah, a little time.
Is your gut
It's
instinct
all right. But I think that I'm pretty good at this stuff. I think that he wants to make a deal.
Aren't you concerned?
She asks, nigga, don't you think he's doing this because he knows that things are going to get real spooky for him real soon? And Trump says, yeah, no shit, nigga, but, you know, I'm still going to take the risk because I'm Donald Trump and all I do is take risk. So...
The UK media regulator Ofcom has ruled that the BBC committed a serious breach of broadcasting rules by failing to disclose that the narrator of a documentary about Gaza was the son of a Hamas official. An Ofcom investigation into Gaza, How to Survive a War Zone, has concluded that the programme misled viewers. The watchdog says our investigation found that the programme's failure to disclose that the narrator's father held a position in the Hamas-run administration was materially misleading. The BBC's Director General has previously apologised, saying that there had been a significant failing in relation to accuracy.
Hamas, the terrorist organization, an official of one of their children was working at the British Broadcasting Company or whatever. I don't know. Basically, the BBC is owned by it's like a state-run media, which we need in America. We need state-run media. And you know, if I ever get up in power, that's what we're gonna have. ICE, they have been breaking into niggas' homes. You know, ICE, they're breaking into niggas' homes. That's like a real thing. That nigga. Putin, he asked Trump to build a tunnel between Russia. By the way, Russia wants to take Alaska. Fortunately, that would actually literally never happen ever. It would literally be impossible because that would literally cause World War III, like literally directly. You can't take one of our states, but sadly for them, that's never gonna happen.
Russia just proposed building a 112-kilometer-long Putin-Trump tunnel across the Bering Strait, linking Russia and
Putin-Trump tunnel. Who do you think came up with that name?
Of course, Putin.
Yeah, obviously.
First.
He's gonna. Oh, yeah. But he's putting the names in there. That's something Trump would do. Call it the Trump tunnel. But him saying Putin Trump tunnel is kind of crazy.
Alaska, suggested by Kirill Dmitriev, head of Russia's sovereign wealth fund, it would allow joint exploration of natural resources, symbolize unity, and be built by Elon Musk's Boring Company, but at a cost of $8 billion. Russia just proposed building a...
It wasn't directly Putin. It was some nigga who is in charge of, what did he say? The bank or something? You say Dmitry?
Suggested by Kirill Dmitriev, head of Russia's sovereign wealth fund, who would allow
something wealth fund. I know Russia is just a weird country. They've really, I don't even know how. I really wonder, how do countries that collapse stay around? But apparently, they just spread all of their debt into, and gave everybody ownership of the wealth, and everybody in the country sold it off to the oligarchs, and now the people who got their shit sold in the early 2000s are still rich to this day. It's ridiculous. But luckily for them, they have Putin, who's intelligent, who's he's a dictator, but he's done good for his people.
Tunnel from Russia to Alaska. I just heard about that one. That's an interesting one. We'll have to think about that. I hadn't heard that. We just did a nice road in Alaska. That's going to get us to a lot of minerals, and we have a piece of it, a good piece of the ownership because of the fact we made it possible. But this came up yesterday. A tunnel from Russia to Alaska. That's an interesting. What do you think of that, Mr. President? Do you have any ideas? How do you like that idea?
I'm not happy with this.
I don't think you're going to like it.
All right, so recently, there's been a lot of things called the No Kings protest. So I've talked about protesting from the left specifically and how it's purposeless because they don't, have a stated goal before the protest. You have to protest for a specific reason to try to affect some specific outcome. Like when niggas was doing the civil rights, they were protesting to specifically get laws and the change where they would specifically eat at these locations at a federal restaurant. If you're protesting a king, that's not really how that works. I don't know why niggas are protesting Donald Trump because, I wouldn't say he's a king yet. It depends on if he it depends on what happens, in 2028. If he, I don't know if he says, what I'm saying, I'm staying in the White House, we're not doing an election, I mean, it depends. He's not a king yet, what I'm saying? Like, nigga, at least wait until, martial law, at least wait till he enacts the Insurrection Act, or something like this. But I don't know. I mean, the nigga was elected democratically, as president, what I'm saying? You can't really be a king if, you were granted your kingship by the, Supreme Court and, you were elected. It's kind of, hard for me to, do that. But, niggas can protest if they want.
It's like the honorary doctor. Motherfuckers really be going off that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I'm Dr. Is it the same?
Oh yeah, it was all Ukraine. That was happening on 7. So yeah, so as said before, he went to Israel. He had a peace meeting. Then Hamas were killing their hostages on the 17th and on the 16th or whatever. And on the 17th, he had a meeting with Zelensky about tomahawks or whatever. And by the 18th, right, we ended up discovering that we did not get the tomahawks, unfortunately. But we still have more true socials. So the meeting with President his name is not Vladimir with Zelensky. With Zelensky of Ukraine was very interesting. And cordial? Is that it? Is that? I don't know what that is. I'm assuming it is cordial. I'm assuming. But I told him, as I likewise strongly suggest to President Putin, that it is time to stop the killing and to make a deal. Enough blood has been shed with property lines being defined by war and guts. They should stop where they are. Let both claim victory. That would be nice or whatever. Let history decide. No more shooting, no more death, no more vast and unsustainable sums of money spent. This is a war that would have never started if I were president. Probably true. I don't know, man. The way she's looking, that's probably true more than not. Thousands of people being slaughtered each and every week. No more. Go home to your families in peace. Actually, I think I can keep it on here. Right. So, thank you to North Carolina's incredible Republican state legislator who just introduced a new, fair, and improved Congress map, a situation I am watching and strongly supporting very closely. It was my great honor to win North Carolina 6 times with. It's just. I think this might just be self-blazing. So this is. He tweeted this out to his True Social. Some kid was thinking him in Memphis, right? Yeah, Memphis.
My name is Brian.
So this is from Memphis.
I live here in Memphis. I've been noticing not just a slight change, more of a detrimental change in like how peaceful Memphis is ever since the National Guard came. There was a lot of things I couldn't do before the National Guard came because I had to worry a lot about guns and stuff. I couldn't play because I was worried that somebody might pull out a gun or something, but now I could do that, and I just wanted to thank the President of the United States for bringing the National Guard.
I actually seen this dude on TikTok. He literally said the exact same thing yesterday. He said he was in Memphis and it was so much better. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense to me. I mean, niggas are not going to do anything when the military is there. I mean, I just don't believe it, but some niggas are crazy.
And it's sad when kids can't play, you know what I'm saying? Like, and be children because of everything else that's going on,
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Okay. God, he's so funny. This nigga's so funny. Like, this nigga's crazy. Did you see that that AI meme that he posted? It was like poop or whatever. You see?
No, I don't think so. It was some stuff that I was like, what I didn't click on.
So, you know, he didn't get the Tomahawks, which I don't know if that was his specific reason for going there, but he didn't get what he...
President Zelensky, as you know, today, and we had a very good meeting, very cordial meeting. In my opinion, they should stop the war immediately. You go by the battle line wherever it is, otherwise it's too complicated. You'll never be able to figure it out. You stop at the battle line, and both sides should go home, go to their families, stop the killing, and that should be it. Stop right now at the battle line. I told that to President Zelensky. I told it to President...
So with the power of words, he's commanding the soldiers of Ukraine and Russia to stop, I guess. And you actually can't stop in Russia, you know. They will execute you if you try to stop fighting, you know. They don't allow shit like that. But, you know, economic battles are going on between China and us.
Beijing's official response to the president's latest tariff threat seems to be one of a shrug, with the government here reiterating its long-standing position on a tariff war with the U.S., saying they don't want one, but they're also not afraid of one. Again, pledging to impose countermeasures if the president makes good on its latest threat. Now, from the U.S. perspective,
that video is 1012. That is an old-ass motherfucking video.
We have to be careful with China. Look, I have a great relationship with President Xi, but sometimes it gets testy because China likes to take advantage of people, and they can't take advantage of us. But we have a fair relationship with China, and I think it'll be fine. And if it's not, that's okay too. You have to do and go where the punches are thrown. You got to put up the blocks. We have a lot of punches being thrown.
Like, Trump is the only president who can see through China, because a lot of people can't see through China. You know, it's very weird. Like, if I catch a nigga glazing China, it's just weird to catch people glazing countries that they don't really know anything about. You don't know anything about China.
Just show a high-tech radar facility designed to detect incoming Chinese ballistic missiles. It's one of several new US military sites cropping up in the Micronesian region north of Australia. I went to the strategically located nation of Palau to find out what people think about arguably the biggest military build-up here since World War II.
This week, 3 Taiwanese warships and 1 US Navy vessel have pulled up in the harbour here behind me.
Palau is on what the US military calls its second island chain, a backup line of defence in a future war with China.
These islands are the tip of America's spear in the Pacific.
These islands are also home to nearly 250,000 people, and some fear the US makes them a target.
To bring all of these infrastructures that serves war into Palau puts us at the center of a war field.
Palau's president has welcomed the militarization of his country.
If you want peace, you get it through strength, as Trump says, and also as Reagan said.
And co-signed a complaint to the United Nations alleging the US military violated human rights through the destruction of the environment and indigenous culture.
The environment has paid a price.
You know, we are ready for whatever, I guess, you know, because, you know, we're America. These other niggas, they're not ready, basically, like how we are. But, you know, China wants to go to war over Taiwan. But, you know, me personally, I don't see it happening because I don't think that their base is stable enough. I don't think Xi has enough power over his country to fully enact a war, especially how he's seeing how things are going with Russia. Going to war is not good for your country if you live under a dictatorship, you know, because you got to watch your back
I'm
constantly.
very disappointed because Vladimir and I had a very good relationship. Probably still do. I don't know why.
Actually, this was 6 days ago. It was disconnected. I was trying to bring it all into one section, but so there were protests in Russia over some girl. So there's some Russian girl. She made a anti-Putin song. It's illegal. So, you know, unfortunately, she decided that she was going to protest in Russia, in St. Petersburg. So she's probably not going to be around for long. But, you know, there was a little protest in Russia. You know, I feel bad, you know, for them. More stuff about tomahawks.
I couldn't, live somewhere where speech is not free.
Yeah, it's really
sad.
It is. Okay, so this was more during the meeting that he had with
President
Zelensky,
Zelensky of Ukraine
October 17th.
has endured a lot. I mean, he really has. He's endured a lot, and we've endured it with him. To be honest, it's been a long time, and I think we're making great progress.
Again, my congratulations with your successful ceasefire in the Middle East.
Thank you.
Yeah, and
There was something that Zelensky said that was so funny. Okay, this was after the meeting.
President Trump, sir, do you believe you can convince Vladimir Putin to end the war in Ukraine?
Yep, we can. Well, I think that President Putin wants to end the war, or it wouldn't be talking this way. I think he wants to end the war. I spoke to him yesterday for 2.5 hours. We went through a lot of details. He wants to get it ended.
Just, more same, stuff. So Zelensky talked about we get the Tomahawks and then we'll give you guys drones, which is very interesting.
the United States has Tomahawk and other missiles, very strong missiles, but they can have our thousands of drones. That's why where we can work together, where we can strengthen American production. It's about
Russia,
military goals. It's only about military goals.
Right, but then you would authorize some kind of an exchange where
Yes, of course.
the US gets
Yes, we have
Ukrainian-
proposition. Yeah, we have big proposition with our drones.
President Trump, I don't mean to be brokering an arms deal here, but is that something?
So, Zelensky's trying. He came here, he got screamed at and bitched in front of literally the whole world, and he's still going back to America. He's begging for help. He's like, nigga, man, come on, man. He knows though. He knows he's and slowly there. It's all really on the other man, and it's only so much he can get through. So as I said, that girl, viral street performer in Russia led to arrest. Performance. Too fast to read.
Yeah, I was wondering,
I did too fast to read. Hold on, what?
I skip reading.
You know what I'm saying? I don't mean to be that guy, but when I see these other countries, guns, the Second Amendment, if a nigga tries to get rid of that, when I see the restriction on the First Amendment, I can't really be too, you know what I'm saying? I can't really be too hating on it because, I don't know, man. Certain people, they shouldn't be allowed to say certain things, you know what I'm saying? But
yeah, so I was gonna say that I hate to say that, and I hate to say this, but she deserved to be arrested.
Oh no! I don't agree with that. No.
I do. No. Because they don't have freedom of speech. She can't just say what the fuck she want to say. Not there. You can't do it. That's where you from. That's what it is. That's how y'all live over there. If the shit is against the law for you, regardless if you right or wrong, you know what I'm saying? If it's against the law for you to say some shit, you done said some shit, you all performing and shit, you got a whole damn crowd. If I was the damn cops, anybody I seen singing, I'd arrested their ass too. Fuck it. You can't do that shit here. Motherfucker, you ain't in America. I don't give a fuck what you see on TV. That ain't your country. I'm saying this from the police, point of view. I'm not saying, this is what I'm saying, but I'm saying, you can't do that there. If you don't like the shit, you're going to have to move. I ain't saying you got to move to America, but you could move somewhere else and then get to talking shit. You know what I'm saying? Go somewhere and be like, yeah, here, they're doing this. Be the one who made it out and go back and show people what the fuck it's like. But if you ain't supposed to be saying that shit, you ain't supposed to be saying that shit. I ain't saying she deserved jail time, but bitch, you're going to have to be on some paper.
Yeah, that's crazy, you know what I'm saying? Free old girl, you know what I'm saying? But this is what Trump had to say about the nigga in Venezuela begging to stay alive, I guess.
all the natural resources. He even recorded a message to you in English recently, offering mediation. What should we do in order to stop that?
He has offered everything. He's offered everything. You're right. You know why? Because he doesn't want to fuck around with the United States. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Is that real?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I fucking love dude. He's so fucking hilarious. He's not presidential at all. He do what the fuck he want to do. You can't tell him shit.
Yeah, it's crazy.
The Supreme Court hears arguments this morning in a case that could undermine one of the last surviving parts of the Voting Rights Act. Now, that is one of the country's most important civil rights laws.
The court here today is going to be focused on part of that law that can require states to draw up legislative districts that sometimes zigzag across the state to group together voters based on their skin color. This is all to increase minority representation, and the court's decision could have sweeping implications nationwide.
It is really troubling for anyone to pretend that race is not an unbelievably loud issue in our country right now.
Civil rights advocates like Ashley Shelton say now is not the time to gut Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act and end the use of race in redistricting.
We cannot pretend that there isn't going to be considerable loss of minority voice and power if we were to do away with Section 2.
Advocates credit Section 2 with increasing minority representation nationwide by requiring states to draw some districts that are majority black, like this congressional map in Louisiana. But critics say black candidates are winning in Louisiana and elsewhere in non-minority districts, and grouping people based on their race only fuels divisions.
I think it's time to give people a chance and to continue to vote for people based on their character and their fitness for office.
Louisiana Attorney General Liz Murrill says the case shows how states are in an impossible position. 3 years ago, civil rights groups, including Shelton's, sued under the Voting Rights Act to get a second black district and won in court. But after Louisiana drew up the new map, a group of white voters sued, arguing the new minority district was unconstitutional because it considered race.
The Constitution has told us to not sort people by race. The courts have told us we can't sort voters by race.
Congressional maps, and they're specifically drawn up by race. You have to make a district for blacks specifically, and they're trying to get rid of that, and they're going to get rid of that because Clarence Thomas is on there, and he is not for that affirmative action shit, even though he is only a Supreme Court justice because of affirmative action. He is against affirmative action. So what do you think about that?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I get it, but I'm not sure if I do, because I don't really see what... Yeah, I don't really see what's the... I want to say benefit. I don't. What's the difference with it? What's the difference without it? I don't know. Yeah,
I mean, you shouldn't get a district specifically for, black people or any quote unquote minority group, because of, the 60s. It's too late for that. Niggas have been presidents, Supreme Court justices. I mean, niggas have, economic. I mean, not economic, but I guess economic. Niggas have political power nowadays. You know what I'm saying? A nigga could get elected as the mayor, president, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Niggas getting districts, and as we all know, white people are going to be a minority in America in like 30 years, right? So, yeah. So using that logic, then you'll be forced to draw up white only districts. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you can do it how you want to do it. You know what I'm saying? If they keep it, if they leave it, I mean, I don't care. I don't think they should, but they can keep that shit if they want to.
This is news that is hitting Canadian.
Okay, some company was make cars in Canada, and they switched it to the U.S., which cost like 3,000 jobs for Canadian manufacturers, which is not really a good thing. But yeah, what do you think about that?
So does that mean we got 3,000 jobs?
Illinois got 3,000 jobs.
Oh, that's what's up. Big up Illinois.
Yeah. Something happened. What is it?
There is new fallout over plans.
Oh yeah, the Canada shit. Yeah, so they moved their shit to Illinois. What is it?
The federal government.
Oh yeah, so in California, they're forcing what?
Plans to withhold $40 million from California because the state is failing to enforce English language requirements for truck drivers. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy said Wednesday that he will withhold $40 million in funding from California because it is the only state in the nation that refuses to enforce English language proficiency requirements for truck drivers, as per Trump's April executive order. Trump's order, which took effect in June, states that his administration...
Niggas are being forced to require a nigga to speak English in order to drive a truck because, that one dude in Florida and California, California, it's probably only 3 people over there speaking English. Probably most of the people in California probably don't even speak English, so it makes sense. But they're going to not get $40 million, but California is the richest state in the union. The also most populated state in the union. So I think California would be completely fine without that 40 million. You know, they take half of your money if you go to California. They take half of your shit, half. So you know. Oh yeah. You got anything to say about that?
Yeah,
You got anything to say about that?
I didn't hear anything about any accident or anything that you're talking about. I'm assuming you're talking about an accident, but I think it makes sense because how are you transporting and doing all of that and you don't even like, because then can you read the signs of the road? And what's a lot of signs and stuff like that, but I mean, I don't know. I think it makes sense. It makes sense to me.
Yep. So according to this, Europe now has no companies left in the top 25 around the globe as U.S. dominates. So, you know, what can I say? You know, what has Europe done post World War II? Nothing. Not really anything. So, you know what I'm saying? It's expected. You got anything to say about that?
I mean, go us.
Yeah. Innovation, technology, just pretty much all good things come from America. Europe, you know, they don't innovate. They only really, regulate. You know, they regulate. They don't innovate. They regulate. But you know, it's okay. You know, not everybody's meant to be on top. You know, it's only supposed to be one on top, and that's us. But Donald Trump and his psychotic Twitter. So what's crazy is that this guy was like an illegal alien. Like he was literally, and he was like he was a superintendent of a school district, and he had a fake everything. Like this all was fake. Like it was crazy. Like I didn't know that you can like the illegals was getting up like that. But yeah. So he did something where he had showed a video. It was like an AI video, but he deleted it, unfortunately. It was so good. Nah, it was like Donald Trump. It was like during the protest, he was like in a plane, and he was like delivering manure to people. It was great, man. Hold on, I'm about to find it. That was episode 15.
I don't remember what we said at the beginning.
15. You got anything to say?
No. Thumbs up the video, comment, share, subscribe.